Good evening, everybody. Good
Evening all.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to
Hello,
LXV.
hello.
As you can see, we're joined with myself, Vinny, Chris, and Mr. Special Guest, Mr. Overkill, joining us this evening at short notice as well. Thank you, Johnny.
My pleasure.
It's always good to have Johnny on the show.
We've got some gaps in the show. I wonder if Johnny's about to come on. Not that we just want you to fill gaps, Johnny, of course, but you know.
No,
You can fill gaps, all right.
I'm happy being a gap filler. That's cool.
You're almost part of the family anyway, Johnny, aren't you? Really, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have him on.
I'm like that weird uncle that nobody invites anymore to like family gatherings.
No, that's me.
Sounds like TVP.
And it's nice, 'cause like I said, I can literally hear a mod being printed in the background as we're on.
Yeah.
TV, which is
Yeah, I've got a new mod, so this isn't even like public like knowledge yet.
We'll let you we'll let you share that when the time is right.
Yes, thank you.
Even though
If
we
I
now
knew
know.
Mr. Overkill was on, I would have actually added one to the cool wall.
Well, we did an overkill mod, didn't we? And it went.
Yeah, you did.
It went Sub-Zero unanimously. So there we go.
I still need one. Still
Yeah,
definitely
same here.
need one.
I've got one now. I've got one.
Yes,
I
you've
haven't
got
actually
one
used it
now.
yet.
I almost had one, but Johnny beat me to it.
What?
Yes, the one with Nick. Nick's black and white one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the OG.
I've got the
Yes.
I've got the OG LXV one
Ah, nice.
because I couldn't let it leave the family, and Nick didn't really want to get rid of it, so I said I'll buy it off you, and when you want it, you can buy it back off me.
Yeah, Nick hit up the Overkillers group, which is like the rep team, and he was like, "Is anybody wanting to buy my OG?" And I was like, I'll sort that out, man." And
I actually know where there's another one as well, actually.
So I paid him and told him to keep the mod
Wow.
because you shouldn't have to part with that. Like
Well,
that's
like
the
I
first
said,
one.
And like I said to him, that I'll buy it off you, so you've got some cash, and I'll never get rid of it. And when you want to buy it back, you can buy it back.
It's there. Yeah.
Actually, I said like you can buy it back at a slightly lesser price. So
That's...
got to look after your own, ain't you? You know. So
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I couldn't let it leave the family. It had to stay in the LXV family. So
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
haven't got any Series Atties to use on it, so it's just sat there for like 2 months not being used. So I really need to get.
Oh man, sacrilege! I'm gonna
know,
try to
man.
sort my light out. Hang on.
I'm a single coil guy now. Hitting a series is gonna rock
It's
my
going to
world.
blow your lungs.
Absolutely rock my world, man.
Oh,
Absolutely
That's a bit-
rock my world.
that's a bit.
So how
better.
is chat? We've only got a few in this evening. It says 10, but we need more than that. So get sharing.
We do need more than that.
Get
How do I
sharing.
share?
If you share it, it will show up to me, and I can shout you out. So
So would I just hit the share button down at the bottom?
yeah, just share
Yeah.
it from YouTube to wherever you want. Or we are live
Continue
on
with share
Facebook as
screen.
well, but everybody likes to watch on
YouTube.
YouTube mainly.
Yeah.
YouTube.
YouTube.
YubTub.
The wankers that are YouTube, let's be honest.
Yes.
I can't believe the channel got its first official proper strike the other week. That was hilarious.
Well,
Was it me with
For
my tits
what?
out again?
Yeah, I got my first strike, Johnny, on the channel. But it's not bad, 4 years, you know.
What happened?
Oh, it was an old video, and I shared the link, and it was one that I hadn't gone through and deleted the link from, so they give me a strike.
What a bunch of
It was me thinking
cockwombles.
Yeah, we're not allowed to share links anymore, and it was one that was quite clearly slipped my net when I went through and checked them all, so they gave me a strike. So.
you're a proper vape reviewer now, Vinny. Proper.
That's
vape
what it
reviewer.
felt like. It's what it actually felt like to get a strike. I was like, yeah, come on.
I make space on the hat wall for that little plaque.
Yeah,
It's like-
then plaque I'll get off YouTube.
Yeah,
I might actually make a plaque up. That'd be quite cool.
that would be good. Yeah.
Well, you know someone that can do 3D printing.
Oh dear. Right then, Johnny, I can guess what you're vaping on.
Yes.
That
My
is
big-
nice.
My Fat Lip, OG Fat Lip, Vapors Cloud Edition, unofficial Vapors Cloud Edition. I didn't ask for their permission because it's for my own personal use.
Oh, Brian
I'm just a
won't
big
mind
fan.
anyway.
I'm just a big fan of theirs, so yeah. With the trilogy, 40
Is that the
millimeter.
40?
It is, yeah. Do you
I've
call
got the-
is it called the Trilogy 40mm or is it just the 40?
I think it's the
I don't
Trilogy
actually
40.
know.
I've got the normal trilogy.
Yeah, so do I.
It's a cracking
Like,
RTA.
oh, I love it. It's for
Thirsty
me.
as hell, but
Yes, and in my opinion, it shits all over the Vapors, not the Vapors Cloud, because that is Vapors Cloud. The Steam Crave.
yes,
For
definitely.
me,
Yeah.
just better flavor, better wicking, just better overall, and it looks nicer as well. I love that it isn't postmarked with
Yeah,
like
it's quite stubby as well. It's not too
Steam
long.
Crave, like Steam Crave. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Titan. Wasn't a fan of it after a while.
I
just fell out
was
of
to
love with
begin
it.
with, but like
Yeah.
it just felt really crap after I got this, and I was like, whoa, like this is me. This is me
Yeah.
in a tank.
I've still got one of the original dump tanks. I'm desperately trying to get something for my dump tank to go on because I'm dying to use it again because them things flavour-wise were awesome. Once you got the wicking done.
Hog.
Just gonna say evening in the chat, evening Kev,
Johnny.
evening Tracy, evening Josh. Yeah, thanks for Kev said he's loving the new look. Yeah, Kev, you were missed last week. We did the last week, and I was like, "Where's Kev? Where's Kev?"
We did wonder where you'd gone.
Yeah. No, I was working from home last week, so this is what I did in my time.
Nice.
My spare time working from home while I was isolating. I decided to make a whole new look for the show, as you do.
And it does look so much cleaner and crisper.
It does. I have to admit, the whole kind of like the login screen and everything with the background. Oh, it's very nice.
So yeah, that's a new video, like just a new chat room called that we're using called Whereby rather than Zoom. One,
It looks well cool. Like
one, it's
it
much
does look very
cheaper.
polished.
Two, it's much more customizable, and three, the video quality seems to be so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just because so many people use Zoom, their servers just obviously get hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so much crisper. It's unreal.
Yeah.
It scared me the first time I used it. It was how old I looked with the lines.
I know.
and
I'm
wrinkles.
seeing details in a couple faces here that I'm gonna have nightmares about. Like,
When
That's for
1080p first came out, and all those like, gosh, what? She used to be hot. She looks haggard on TV now. Who's that? Like,
Yeah.
who's that?
Then they all go get Botox and all that.
Sorry, I've only just realized that my chair actually reclines. I feel like this is quite a revelation.
All you need is the footstool. Then.
Yeah. Well. So I've upgraded my desk. So after I moved the room around, because the room is obviously a lot different now, because the roof is still yet to be fixed. I built like this kind of L-shaped countertop to kind of mirror this side to work on. But in my haste to set up a cool, spiffy new work zone, what I didn't account for was that I am a short fucker. And the desk is quite high. So when I was sitting at the computer, it was like that. So I was like, well, this isn't going to work. And then I'd go to do work, and it was like, well, I'm like soldering iron like at eye level, and it was very uncomfortable. So I found this IKEA Friday desk on eBay, right? Which is set up as like a gaming PC desk. So it's got like these kind of multi-levels, but it's quite good. The screen sits on like the shelf, but under the shelf, I can put all of my soldering stuff, all my tools and everything like that. And when I want to do work, I just move move the keyboard to the side and get my mat out. And it's perfect. I call it my battle desk, and it's just ideal for everything. It's like a fucking Swiss Army knife for PCing and mod building. It's great.
Awesome. You need a productive workflow, man. You need a productive workflow. That's what you need.
I just realized that I can also move where my screen is. Because as you do when you're doing these sort of things, you end up looking at yourself while you talk.
Yeah.
So obviously mine was off to the side. So I'm just like, so yeah, my desk is pretty awesome.
Yeah, see, I have my camera at this angle because otherwise you'd see the hideousness that is my room behind me. And that's
See, your
why
room looks quite cool.
Yeah, it does from this angle. It's made to look cool from this angle. No other
From
angle.
this, yeah.
From this angle.
Mine just faces the curtains because the rest is the living room, and I'm actually using a little side table and an IKEA lamp.
Hey, whatever works, right?
But saying that, I did actually win a little battle with the wife, and I can actually finally get myself a PC desk in the living room.
Yeah.
Wow.
It means I can actually get
Nice.
rid of the electric fire that's on the wall, the opposite side of me, move the dog's bed away. I could put in a little desk, but the dog's bed only moves when the Christmas tree comes up.
Have you finally taken your testicles out of the handbag, Chris?
No,
No.
I know a little trick.
No.
I bug her. I annoy her and things like that. And then I come up with little ingenious ideas that I know she would like having a nice little electric fire that has the fake logs and the flames coming up in the bedroom when she wants it all nice and cozy.
A real mood setter.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
What you got to do is get like an Alexa. Do you have an Alexa?
Yeah, my daughter does.
Get it set up right near the fireplace so that you can be like, I'm gonna say Alex. Call it Alex, because if I say it too loud, then everybody's ones are gonna go off. So you go, Alex, set the mood, and then you're like, your fake little fire will come on. And it'll start.
Yeah, I'm not going to use my daughter's Alexa for sex.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't use it while she's like in the room, but like
That's a
you could
definitely.
definitely like you can
No,
definitely.
I
like,
don't like. I see no need for an Alexa.
I've got two actually.
One of our stores in up north has a very, very good demonstration room, and they spent about 50 grand on this demonstration room. They've got two, and you walk into it and you go, cinema, and it will literally shut the curtains, drop the projector screen, turn the
I'm doing the
projector
show,
on,
dog.
See, that's badass.
fire up the AV amp and everything, and it will just literally take it from a normal room to a proper cinema room just
See,
by
that's
saying
awesome.
just by saying one word. It's fucking insane.
That's got to be just about bordering on every man's dream room, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
Mine's a garage
Oh, Jesus Christ.
with motorbikes and cars. That I'd be happy.
Evening,
For me-
Colin.
For me, it's a workshop. Like, I would like more space and bigger toys and stuff like that. Like, we're still working our way towards getting the CNC machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I want like a UV flatbed printer and a laser engraver, and I want all the fun toys.
Big boys' toys.
Yeah.
That's a big step up, Johnny, from 3D printing to CNC, though. Or is
Well,
it
I've got-
not? Or is it
I
not?
have. It's not too far away, actually. I mean, with 3D printing, you basically create the G code, which is like the path of which the machine will build the object that you're wanting. With CNC, it's almost like it's in reverse. What you do is you create pathways for it to carve out of material that is already in the machine. So it's kind of like 3D printing, but in reverse, if that makes sense. So either your guys' screens have frozen, I think they have,
Nope.
or everybody just looks
We
so
was listening
confused.
to you. Johnny.
Chris is just definitely frozen.
Chris
Either
is
that-
frozen.
See,
Oh,
Either
see,
that, either that
Pete's
or he's mastered the art of vape gravity, where
See-
he can make a cloud.
I've mastered the art of vape gravity.
that is a hell of a trick, man. You're gonna have to teach me that one, because that is.
Yeah, let Virgin Media mess with the internet cables out in the street. That's all.
We can still hear you, so hopefully your video will pop back in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a couple of minutes.
So yeah, it's not too far away, but I've got one looked out and it is ready to order. It's just we're working our way to getting the funds to get that ball rolling.
And what's that going to cost, Johnny? Just as an idea.
Couple of grand.
Couple of grand.
Yeah. I mean, if you factor in the machine, the cutting tool, and then like the bits, and then some material to kind of work with and stuff like that, yeah, you're looking at a couple of grand for essentially like a DIYer's kind of version of it. It's not the great big kind of machine that everybody's used to seeing with, a great big built-in, lump of metal at the bottom and huge arm and stuff like. These are very much kind of what are referred to as desktop versions. But essentially, I mean, it will fill the space of this tabletop here. Cool. So my plan is, when I get it, is to remove this, build an enclosure for it that is the same dimensions and height, so that I can still use the top as a worktop, but then underneath you'd have the CNC machine, hopefully soundproof, doing all the work I want it to do.
So you can work into the dead of night.
Yeah, well, it'll be a daytime only sort of thing because
Yeah,
I
it'll be a
don't think
noisy
my
machine.
neighbors don't think my neighbors would
Chris,
enjoy
maybe
that.
just stop and start your cam, buddy. See if that kicks it back into life. No, it's still frozen.
No,
Fuck.
I don't care. You can stay like that. It's perfect.
that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Don't even look scary.
Yeah, Colin, we might do an after show again, buddy. Probably won't be too late. Probably won't be like last week where it just went on and on and on.
No, it won't be.
But we'll definitely do something.
I think last week finished about 1:15.
I know what it is.
Who keeps requesting to be let in?
Not me.
Knock, knock, knocking on
that?
LXV door.
Vinny the part timer.
It's not me.
No, Vinny, now I've lost your sound.
Hey,
I can still hear Vinny.
Oh, no, I haven't. No, it's my headphones.
Phew.
It's Colin. It's Colin. Yeah, that link always stays the same, so I won't let anybody else in live on the show. So if you've got that link, it'll always be that link for this room.
Yeah, I found
Okay.
out what the problem is.
It's you.
Yeah, Logitech.
See, I had mad issues with my Logitech.
I keep
I
telling
never normally do. It's
Whoa.
normally extremely well behaved.
No, I keep telling you not to use Logitech. Just leave it in its base settings.
See, I never do, Josh. I'm always in Logitech.
Yeah.
All right, okay, cool. Well, we've got Chris Cameron not available right now, so. Anyway,
Again, a vast improvement to normal.
I was gonna do a quick "What are we vaping?" and hopefully Chris is back by the time we get to Chris, or we can just guess
Okay.
what Chris is vaping.
Yeah, that's a new segment.
Guess
It's not
what
always
Chris
that
is vaping.
hard.
I'll go first because everyone knows what I'm really going to be on. I'm on Limelight Wicket Bliss, or Bliss or Wicket One as I call it, with tripod, and that has in it some what's this company called? They're called something. The juice is called Pops. And
Pops.
It's a blue it's a blue raz with strawberry and some other bits, and it's really nice.
It's-
I really like it.
Yeah,
sounds
I've
nice.
had that before.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
And then I've got my I've got a Modus, a little Modus. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Almighty, or it could be a Colossal. It's the tiny one. It's a little 18651. And that's got the Dwarf DL on top, and that has in it some Primal Elixir Learn, which is a blood orange flavour. Really nice.
You
Different.
don't get too many orange flavors nowadays, do you?
No, it's good. I really like it. And then I've got
Yeah.
Wicket 2 with the Dico's chip, and that's got my Typhoon GT4 with Steam Tuner's cap, and that has in it some liquid metal titanium.
I'm
Cool,
pretty
mate.
sure that's very bad for you if you vape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Vaping
imagine
that.
it is too. Which I can't remember what the flavour profile on this, but again, it's nice. The thing is,
Vaping mercury.
Don't you hate it when bottles just like juices just have a name, and you can see the flavour profile on the website, but they don't tell you the flavour profile on the bottle?
It's as bad as vape
Yeah.
models who are like, and that's it. There's no caption. There's no you're like, what device is that? Yes, I can see your nipple, but what mod is that? What juice are you vaping? Like, tell me more about the product you're advertising.
Mentioning
And they're
them, I
just
think
like-
they've been given the green light on Instagram again, haven't they?
Really? Oh no.
Well,
So-
at least the OnlyFans models will be nowhere to go now. Then just
Well,
get a vape.
Yeah.
Charge people to be a fan.
But yeah. All right, I'll go next because I'm going to go next anyway because I want to. I'm on a Gruss with a Calito 120. Yes, folks, I'm vaping a Calito 120. And in there,
I've not
I'm
had
on
one of them
some
for a long time.
succulent slushes blue raspberry from Cornish E-Liquids. I've got my Odin 200 with Fatality M25 with some Shamrock, of course. And I can never remember the name. I think it's a TGO from Vapefly. Vaping some Firehouse Salts Lemon Blast in there. and I have a little tiny pod that I got sent today or yesterday. Unfortunately, they're not exactly TDP compliant because these are 50 milligram. But it's interesting to vape.
Is that the new Inikin Tampex? Because that's
It's literally the size of my less smaller than my finger, and it's
That's
supposed
crazy.
to have 1,200 puffs in it. But it's 50 milligram, like I say, and it's fucking rocket fuel.
How many did you say it had?
Apparently about 1,200 puffs.
Unlike you, who's had more than that on your finger.
If you're going to try and set Vinny up for a joke, at least make it a good one, Chris.
It's me. Come off it.
There you go. I can vape it.
Go on then, Chris. What are you vaping?
Just a vape.
We'll leave our guest till last.
No, let Johnny do it.
Go on then, Johnny.
Sure.
You've already sort of
Right,
shown us
so-
what you're vaping, but
I'm on my Fat Lip with my Trilogy 40 or whatever the fuck it's called, and in that I've got some homebrew from one of the very nice people at Dark Star, who I will not name for legal reasons. It is a Boulevard Shattered clone from Wick Liquor, like a Wick Liquor Boulevard Shattered clone. It's very good. And I have got my Kennedy Vindicator. And in that I've got some Dark Star King's Mango.
See, I can't listen to the word Vindicator anymore without thinking of Rick and Morty.
I know. I love it.
Vindicators 2! We do Vindicators 2! It's just, like, every time.
Do you know how long I looked back in the episodes for the one that I'd missed, thinking that there was a Vindicators 1?
No, there isn't. There isn't a Vindicators 1, which is the best thing. It's the best
I
thing
know
ever.
now, but I was like, dicks. Like, yeah, brilliant episode.
At their best, man, at their best. Two very beautiful setups there.
Do you want to see a cool... Sorry, Chris, you go next,
That's
and then I
okay.
will show you guys a Rick and Morty themed mod that I made.
Oh, yes, please.
Go on then, Chris, quickly.
Hog, as usual. And on that, I've got some very rushed, rebottled 13 Black Pestilence, which is a rhubarb and custard.
The
Next.
weirdest name for a rhubarb and custard, 13 Black. It should be a blackjack. Like, that's what...
I was thinking blackjack
Yeah.
when you said that. Yeah, I was thinking something licorice.
Next, I've got my Atocha with the Elite V2, and in that I've got... Hang on. So I've re-wicked everything. In that, I've got some Cool Air Lime Lemon. Lemon and lime, basically. Yeah, it's actually quite nice.
I like a good lemon and lime.
Next, I'm on my V-sticking with my M2. I decided to pull that out of retirement for a while. And in
Nice.
that, I have some Fat Boys Pear Drops.
Love the name. Just love the name.
Yeah, Fat
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah.
Fat Boys. And then finally,
Only
I'm
for
on...
large men.
So it's right for me then. Next, I'm on my singled out overpowered. So I took the extension off and put on my Apocalypse. And on that, I have some KV Lemon Tart, which is very, very well steeped.
That is an amazing lemon tart. That can, I don't want to call them killer vapes.
Killer
Quick
vapes.
Quick vape do. It is a stunning lemon tart, that one. And I can only imagine what it's like being steeped for 4 months like that. Phew. Come on then, Johnny. What are you going to show us?
It tastes so
So-
nice.
I bet it does.
So one of the things that we started doing a little while back
Is
was...
that a rabbit in the chat? Is that a rabbit in the chat?
Oh, doors. Where?
Yeah, I can't see it on this main chat. I can only see it in the little chat. Hello from across the pond, and it looks like
It
a little
is.
picture of
It
rabbit.
is rabbit.
Evening,
Yeah,
rabbit.
That is rabbit. Hey, up, mate. Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry, Johnny.
Sorry,
okay.
Johnny. Rabbit,
Another
you have to make some
American.
time to come back on the show.
being shown up by a small rodent-like animal. It's fine. It's cool. So one of the things that we started doing a while back was like vinyl plates.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're
so
doing.
the vinyl plates and stuff like that, and they're quite successful. Like I'm quite happy with them, but we kept getting kind of the same feedback that over time that vinyl would start to wear. So I tried, adding top coats to them and stuff like that. But people with daily use and stuff like that, they still get a bit scuffed up. So a light bulb moment, I was like, I've got this epoxy resin. Let's put a vinyl plate together and then dump epoxy on it. And we came up with, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that.
There you go, we've got it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so clean.
Hold on, Johnny. Let me make you big. Hold on.
he's big for the first time in his life.
Yay! So yeah, we and I don't know, you probably won't be able to see the reflection, but I mean that is just super, super glossy, and
Yeah,
it's
we
really
can tell.
nice.
Yeah, it's
But
really,
also-
really reflective in the light. But yeah, it looks awesome,
Really reflective. But what's great about it is it is absolutely solid. I mean, there's no scratching. It's just wonderfully solid.
It almost looks like enamel. It almost looks like some kind of
Yeah.
enamel. Like, does that
Yeah,
make sense?
so-
Or-
When I poured it on, I kind of expected it to kind of run down the sides and get this really nice kind of thin kind of cover to it. But what happened was, because of surface tension, when it got to the edge, it basically stopped and then domed. So it created this really nice kind of natural kind of curve. I don't know if you'll be able to
Yeah, you could just make that out there, yeah.
just kind of see that there in the... It just offsets itself a little bit from the body, but it doesn't look out of place. So yeah, we've started doing that now. So I'm in the process just now of making 6 mods, all different themes. I think we've got like an alien, a predator, a Batman, a Joker, and then a couple of galaxy themes. So like really high quality, like space imagery. And we're going to do them all in vinyls and just stick them on the website at a slightly reduced price and see how quickly they go.
How much, Johnny?
£100.
Rabbit, aka Nathan.
Can I have the
Says
background?
it's beautiful. Says it's a great job. Wow, that's sick. Basically, so I've become the only one that can see the comments from Rabbit. So I've actually put it on the multi-stream chat so I can see his comments as well. But yeah.
And we've got one customer who I've got 3 mods sitting here for, and 2 of them. So he breeds geckos, and he's asked if I can put a picture of these geckos on the back of his mods. So I'm going to be doing his doors in the same kind of vinyl and epoxy finish as well. So they should look pretty cool when they're done.
Kev's just said it would look really good as SpongeBob SquarePants. Just a whole
Yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah,
Oh,
like stuff like that is very doable now, and it looks so much better than just having kind of a flat graphic on
Yeah.
a door. Like that little bubble, I don't want to say it makes it kind of 3D, but it certainly gives it a little more dimension than just being so kind of cut and dry with an image. But yeah, this is going to be like the new standard now for graphics on boxes and stuff. Yeah.
That is really cool. John.
Rabbit's
Really
asking, yeah, Rabbit, Johnny definitely does custom stuff. He's asking if he can get one with his logo on it. Johnny will definitely do it for you. Just hit him up and he'll sort it, and
Yeah.
no doubt get it across to you.
We just did a mod for the vape bar, and when I got this logo, I was like, but it turned out really good.
Evening, Lloyd. That's awesome, man.
And that is on the Galaxy Black finish, so it's got that nice.
Johnny, your printing has got so good. Like
Thank you.
Yeah,
You've just
it's
mastered
so
it.
clean.
It's so clean. I mean,
Thank you.
From all the 3D printed mods I've seen, I think yours are the cleanest I've ever seen by a long
thank you
way.
very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just hit up Overkill, hit up Johnny. I'm sure Johnny can do whatever you need, buddy.
Did you guys see the resin versions that we're doing?
Ooh,
No, but I want to see.
No.
You should know by now. Show us. We'll be interested either way.
So I've been playing around with like the resin printer a little bit more, and
It's
I was
so
like,
funny when you bring a shiny mod down because it makes the light just go.
I know I might turn it off just to
Turn it off to
Yeah.
show the mod, and I think you'll see the mod of it.
Yeah.
better, But
hang on. Let me turn the big one on.
Yeah, that's going to look a bit clearer just to show the mods.
Oh, that's a bit better.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
much better.
So this is just a prototype resin. So this was just kind of a quick and dirty throw together model. But essentially it's going to have two 21700 tubes in it that run up the inside of the mod. But yeah, that's it there.
That actually looks really cool.
So I'm going to be I made 3 of them, and I'm sending one away to a friend of mine who does Cerakoting, and he's going to Cerakote one of them to see how it reacts with like holding on to the material. But I've also got a really high impact resin that, I mean, this stuff is like solid once it's printed. It doesn't shatter or flex or anything like that. It can be drilled. It's just a really good kind of functional resin that they'll be made out of eventually. But yeah, that's one of the newer bodies that'll be coming out for a nice
cool.
compact.
It's very much more compact, isn't it?
Yeah, so it stands a little taller than like the Odin. I'm tempted to name it the Nido, just for shits and giggles, but I don't want to piss people off doing that. So it doesn't officially have a name yet. But yeah, you can put a 40 millimeter top on it, which is one of the big things that I wanted to make sure with no overhang. So yeah.
Hi, Derek.
For some of the that size as well, it looks kind of compact. It's got kind of like boxer vibe to it.
It does a little bit, yeah.
The front.
It's so hard. It's so hard when designing mods to not try to like.
And I'm assuming you could either make that like DNA 250C.
So yeah, that's what that is originally designed for.
Yeah.
But if I wanted, that could very easily be adapted for like 100C, and I could put these in parallel. So you'd have dual parallel 100C mod and stuff like that. The only thing that really kind of keeps me away from doing the 100C chips is the price point of the chip itself. It is more expensive than the 250C.
Yeah,
crazy.
And in my opinion, isn't really worth buying them in to make mods, because obviously I'd have to reflect that cost in the overall price of the mod and stuff like that. And I don't think people would part with extra money.
I'm a massive fan of a DNA 60. And for me, like a DNA 60 at like 45 watts, this was now kind of vapor, hits better, or a DNA 60 hits better than a DNA 250C at 45 watts for some strange reason. If they're at the same power, the DNA 60 seems to hit better, because I don't know if it's just because it's using more of the power that's available, or does that make sense? But
it's possible.
Weird.
It could
it's
be
weird.
It could be down to the components. It could be down to like the components used for like the color screen. That's going to have extra things in the chip to power that screen sort of thing, rather than just kind of the basic OLED display that you get on like the 200s and the 60s.
And my DNA 250C's just died, so
Oh.
It's not Rebel, is it?
Nah, it's a lost.
Yeah. I say they don't. The Rebel vapes don't die; they come out the box broken.
DOA, baby, DOA.
And then they disappear for a year.
Fucking wankers.
To be honest with you, I didn't pay that much for that lost vape. I got it on an absolute steal. So,
do you know I still have one of my original Lost Vape mods that I've got? It was the carbon fiber sided one with the built-in lipo.
Yeah.
I ended up stripping that thing down a while ago for one reason. I think for the chip, because I wanted to use the chip for something else. And I've kept every single part and panel and screw, because eventually I want to build it again, because it was such a good little. Just a good little mod.
Solid, wasn't it?
It was absolutely brilliant. Like, they don't make mods like that anymore. Like the full kind of metal enclosed jobs anymore.
Too many these days are running off the iPhone thing, where they're only made to last for so long, and then you got to go buy another one. And it's just fucking wrong. Yeah. Really, these big companies taking the piss. Really.
It's the way it works, mate. It's the way electronics are, especially at the minute.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now we've got no fucking chips, though, have we? So
it's
tell
also
me about it.
One of the reasons why I quite like mechanical mods.
Yeah, I mean, there is that reason, but they're too. I mean, I like both. You asked me a year ago, right? Nah, I'm not sure the way, but it's definitely changed the way I vape, and both have their place, 100%. So.
I mean, I'm really feeling the pinch just now with this whole microchip thing. Like, just recently trying to get a hold of MOSFETs is a nightmare.
MOSFETs as well now.
MOSFET. I have to order mine from the States, because anybody over here doesn't have them. Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say it's not the chip shortage; it's the chip. It's the board it's one of the boards it sits with as well.
Yeah.
They've got a shortage
Yeah.
of both. Because basically, there's one factory that makes them that had a massive fire. I mean, the industry I'm in it's ruined. I mean, TVs are all right because, like, you know, TV manufacturers have got big bucks to play with. You know, you're looking at LG and Samsung, two of the biggest companies in the world. They'll just pay over the odds for what's available. But like AVRs, which we do, like AVR amps, try and buy an AVR amp at the minute. You can't because they can't compete. You know, they cannot compete. But I saw earlier that Toyota. I mean,
Yeah, they've announced a 40% cut, haven't they?
40% cut in manufacturing because they can't get hold of chips.
It's brutal.
And this is Toyota, who are one of the largest companies on the planet. You know, so
I'm currently so recently I was finally approved. I finally got my credit score to a good level, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to take a chance here and apply for some finance on a really high-end PC, like a custom PC build. So I went all out because I had no intention of getting approved. Like, I just thought, oh, well, this will be fun for 5 minutes. So a Lion Lee 011 Dynamic XL case, water-cooled with 32 gig of 306 megabyte, like 5950X AMD processor and an RTX 3090. I was like,
you're getting me slightly semi on right now.
Yeah.
and I was
It's
like,
ooh.
yeah, I was like, right, go for it. And I hit apply. And then 2 days later, I hadn't heard anything. And I was like, all right, okay. And then about a week later, my deposit got refunded. And I was like, well, it is what it is. And then the finance company get in touch with me going, yeah, cool, we've approved you. And I was like,
yeah, but they can't get the parts. They can't get the parts. This is the thing.
well, this is it. So the company that I'm ordering it from, so when I was ordering it, normally if something is like pre-order only or out of stock or something, like they let you know in like the kind of drop-down menu for the parts that you're picking and stuff like that. And the 3090 wasn't, the 3080 was, but the 3090 wasn't. So I was like, fuck it, we'll go with the 3090. And yeah, so I'm on week 3 now, and I messaged him yesterday. I was like, guys, what's I know there's a shortage, but what's going on? They're like, oh yeah, it should be about a week or possibly more before we get more 3090s in stock. And I was like, okay, no problem. So a week went by. I was like, hey guys, not to be impatient or anything like that, but any updates? And they're like, oh yeah, September is when we should be getting 3090s back in stock. Maybe October. And I was just like, for fuck's sake.
Well, I mean, in the industry that I'm in, obviously, I get to see all the shit that goes on, and
Yeah.
and like, so if you want to buy like I had someone coming go, I want to buy the specific Denon AV receiver. It's like, where can I get it? I was like, after Christmas.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I'm like, after Christmas. I was like,
Christmas
that's-
2022.
I was like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's and that's a push. It's like you can pay for one, you can get in the queue because we'll take pre-orders, but you're joining a list of people of 300 people that have already paid for them.
I mean, the way that I look at it is, I've waited this long to get a PC of like this caliber. If I have to wait a few more months to get a hold of one,
Wait
Fuck
till next year, and the prices will drop as well. Because what's happened is the prices have skyrocketed
Yeah, GPUs have gone
with
crazy.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Oh,
this,
God,
is,
yeah.
this is the same with anything. The thing is, the chip that's needed is used in pretty much everything electronic. So
Yeah.
cars, computers, TVs, you know, everything like that. And unfortunately, there's a few major players out there that could just go, "Oh, we don't mind. We'll just pay whatever it costs."
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hey,
that
Darren.
screws everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was going to say there's some nice setups running around in the tonight. We've got Murray's running a Har RTA on a Kazuko side by side with some Danish custard and from Humble Pie. Sounds awesome. Danish custard sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
What flavour profile's Danish custard? I want to know.
Be like a
I would assume
pastry
it'd be
and
like-
cinnamon.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to have cinnamon in it.
Kev's running the hummingbird. Oh, I want to see the hummingbird. Kev says never buy a boxer. This is a paperweight. I know. Rabbit loves a boxer.
Yeah, Robert does love boxers. But every maker gets issues.
This is what you got to remember. So, from an electronic standpoint, I mean, 2% of all electronics are faulty out of the box. So, shit does happen, and lots of companies, they're not making these bits; they're buying these bits in. It's just
a good example of this is a dominatrix recently that I made for somebody, right? So I had made 3, and 2 of the 3, perfect, beautiful, but the one I got sent back was like, listen, the screens died on it. And I was like, oh, well, the screens die on DNAs all the time. Send it back in. I'll swap it out for you, and I'll get it sorted. So get it back, and then I get it plugged in, and the battery won't turn on. Like this massive 10,000 mAh LiPo, right? And I was like, oh, what's going on here? So I removed the battery. I threw it onto my voltage checker, and it turns out that one of the cells is kaput, right? Brand new battery.
Lipos.
Brand new battery, right? So I get in touch with my supplier. I was like, listen, this is what happened. And they're like, oh, send us some pictures and some proof and like your barcodes and stuff like that. And they sent me out a new one, right? So I was like, brilliant. So I got the new one in. I get it hooked up. I click the fire button, and the screen on the DNA goes normal and then starts to like fade. I was like, what's going on here? I give it a little tap thinking, oh, maybe the connection is off, and it's roasting hot. So I'm like, unplug the LiPo and everything. And it turns out that something on the board is causing a short in the screen. So now I've got to send that chip back and get a new DNA chip. So, I mean, electronics, it's not 100% foolproof.
No.
Regardless of how complex they are. One little problem can fuck up a lot of systems in electronics.
Fickle things, electronics are.
Certainly
very
are,
fickle things.
Yep.
And on the whole, most of them work really well, but you do get some. And it might just be 1 bit, it might be 2 bits or 3 bits, and it just might be you've got, as they say, a Friday afternoon job.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty fortunate. I've been pretty fortunate with failures in the sense of there's not really been, especially with the DNA chips, I've not really had any issues with DNA chips. The screens occasionally go on them, but I mean, that happens. Like, I mean, it's just a tiny little ribbon that connects into the board, and that can fuck things up. But yeah, I mean, this is the first chip that I've had that has had a problem with it that hasn't been something like a fuse or a screen. So I've been pretty fortunate with not having big fuck ups with chips and stuff like that.
Yeah, you've been quite lucky there, Johnny, really, if you think about it. The laws of averages, really, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Especially when it's short-circuiting through the screen with a LiPo battery.
Yeah, never good.
That could have been a very interesting situation.
Kev's just apologised.
Yeah.
His box is fine. It's his Rebel Vape that's a paperweight. That doesn't surprise us. That doesn't surprise
No, that
us.
does not surprise us.
That's garbage.
It doesn't surprise us at all. Jesus Christ, it's hot in here. Hold on. Just go,
Speaking of hot, did anybody jump on the Amazon deal that happened today? It made the news.
No.
So apparently there was some glitch where a 24-inch bladeless fan and a 4.5-liter air fryer from the same company were stuck up on Amazon for £3.99 each and free shipping.
someone fucked up there.
So I immediately add a basket, buy, right? And I got my partner to do the same because we're like I was like, we don't need 2 air fryers, but fuck it, if we can have 2 air fryers for $7 quid, we're gonna.
You can sell the other one for 25-30 quid.
Exactly, yeah.
The thing is, someone said, Nick said no, mate tried, got the Dyson blade and the air fryer, both got refunded. By law, they don't have to honour it.
Well, mine is still sitting as sorted in my basket, not in my basket, but in my order section, so it hasn't been refunded yet.
You'll probably find that they will charge you the full whack.
UK
they
law,
can't.
No, they can't
do
full
that.
whack. But UK law states that if it's a genuine mistake, they can actually just say, sorry, it's a mistake, and refund you.
But
they might not.
They might not.
It's this common myth when you go into a shop and something's priced wrong and you go, no, I'm buying at that price. You don't have to sell it to them at that price. It's completely bullshit. It's
But most
genuine-
supermarkets will. I found
they
out.
will.
Anyway.
Most supermarkets will, and you know it happens in our shop occasionally, and we'll, unless it's going to cost us a load of money and lose a load of money, we'll generally just go, yeah, not a problem. We'll just honour it. It's a mistake. But by law, you don't have to. You can go, it's a genuine mistake. Don't have to honour it.
Yeah.
How much
far-
are them Dyson blades? They're like 300 quid, aren't they?
Well, this isn't a this isn't like a Dyson one. It's like a knockoff version.
So it'd be
But,
like in that far then.
Yeah, I mean it still says that it's arriving the 18th of September. I probably can't. There you go. So yeah, who knows? Be cool.
If that actually gets delivered at £4,
Yeah,
And the air fryer,
The thing is, if it
Nick
doesn't,
will blow you.
if it doesn't, you'll get a refund, and if it arrives, you're like fucking sweet. So
It was actually
it
Dean
does,
that
Nick will
Dean that
be-
turned me on to it, and I was like, I think it might be a scam because everybody was like, "Oh, it's a scam," and then somebody posted up a conversation they had with Amazon in like a live chat, and they're like, "Listen, can you just double check this? I don't want to be like hacked or anything like that." And they're like, "No, it was a genuine mistake. It was a glitch." Yeah, it is what it is, sort of thing. You're fine. So yeah, fingers crossed. I get my bladeless fan and active fryer like.
No,
Air
Nick's just
fryer.
wishing here.
my beer's still frozen, by the way. Just
Yeah, just before he came on the show, he brought up a really cold can of beer.
I've got
which he didn't.
I've got another free sat behind me that from the same. The wife came
They're
home
all
late, so I
frozen.
thought I put some beers in the freezer as you do, and then forgot about it and poured about 2 hours later. Literally opened one, and it went everywhere. It went all over my fucking mat, all over the floor. But look, there's still beer in there. It's just frozen. It's just. It wasn't frozen when I opened the can. Obviously, as soon as I opened it, the air hit it. It went, and it just went fucking everywhere. Beer slushy. I can't get out of the can. I've got another 2 behind me, and I daren't open them. I'm just like, ugh.
Hey, no, that's a great idea. Slushy beer.
Slushy
Yeah.
beer, yeah.
They sell them in. They sell it when I went to Mexico on my honeymoon. They sell them there. Icebergs, they called. It's frozen beer. Fucking lovely.
I might just buy a slushy machine just so I can do that in the hot weather.
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
I'd have to buy 2 though.
I think we should move on to a cool wall. Let's move on to a cool
Yeah,
wall.
let's see what crap
Cool.
we've got this week.
Let's see
Well,
what. Let's see what crap we've got this week. Cool wall. Yay, this one pours. I opened it while the bumper was playing in case it spurted everywhere again.
That one's definitely not frozen, Josh. It's sorted.
Nah, it's alright. Defrosted a bit now.
I was wondering what to do when you, like, while the bumper's playing and you pour and all you can hear is what sounds like something going into liquid. Going
So it
into
sounds like
He's
someone
like, Josh,
having
you could have took your headphones off.
Anyway,
And-
so we've got some random cool wall things this evening.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit, oh shit, oh shit, find something, find something.
Yeah.
So these all your picks, Chris?
All but one. I haven't taken them. I go online and find them from wherever I can find a picture.
I'm going to start at the top of the list anyway. I'm going to start at the top. So the first one is the you're watching the YouTube stream, yeah? You can
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
we've put up. So we've got the Comp Life Custom TI.
That's a Haley one.
It's in the chat box if you're looking for it.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's a Comp Life Custom TI. So it's going to be an 18650 single mechanical mod.
Have they not moved with the times yet? Gone 21700?
I don't know. I think this is old, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is very old.
I don't think Comp Life have released anything in ages.
Well, neither AV, so that works hand in hand, doesn't it?
The picture that Haley sent me, it actually reminded me of the old clone APOC mods that you used to be able to find on Fast Tech and all that lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, damn, I have not seen them for a long time.
Can you actually heat treat titanium in that kind of way? I suppose you can.
No.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's only cold titanium doesn't like, isn't it?
Yeah,
Titanium.
It's fucking hard to mill. I'll tell you that for a start.
Yeah,
Even harder to weld.
Which is
but I
why
know
they-
it.
which
I
is
know
why-
it doesn't like cold.
If I remember right, if you weld titanium, it actually gives off a poisonous gas. So you have to use a breathing apparatus while
Yeah.
you weld it.
Or braise it.
Yeah, well, still weld it.
Yeah,
By the way.
well, yeah, but it doesn't let off the gases that way. Apparently, I remember having a few titanium mountain bikes and things and BMXs back in the day.
Do you remember the
they-
highlights, Vinny? Do you remember the highlights?
Yes, mate. Yes.
I snapped two of those fuckers at the welds.
Yeah, I've snapped a couple of them and a PK Ripper
Yeah.
at the world.
So that's old school BMX days. There used to be a company called Tylite and they used to make titanium frames.
Yeah, and
And they were light as shit. You could literally pick them up with your little finger. But
Yeah,
they-
the weight's something ridiculous, like £3 or something.
yeah,
isn't it?
but the problem was you hit it slightly hard and they used to snap at like the weld points.
Yeah.
And literally that isn't fun coming off a jump.
No, and the head
Fucking
tube
bombing
comes
it,
off
and
and the
yeah,
forks fall off.
And you just go. I had two, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going back to GT."
Moving back, right, yes. So, Comp Life. What was it called?
It's a custom titanium,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming it's titanium.
Yeah,
Um,
same here.
I mean, titanium's it's like I said, it's fucking. It amazes me that companies can mill titanium because I know that like a lot of like nuclear launch keys and shit are made out of titanium because it's
But,
fucking
like,
hard, it's hard
Is
to
it
mill.
though?
That's the thing? Is it titanium? This is the thing.
Is it?
Or is it some kind of like
Who's
TI
who's gonna
blend
test
or-
that? Like,
Yeah, and they just tried to make the metal look like titanium, like all this Damascus steel you now see.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously-
You know?
The-
Is it
anything,
just
people, if you buy something that's labelled Damascus, just so you know, it's not Damascus.
not Damascus?
Damascus doesn't exist anymore in its actual pure true form.
oh,
The steel does not exist.
Johnny loves cutting, he just bought some knives and stuff.
man.
No, you can get like a like it's still the same. It's the way it's now the way it's made. It's
Yeah.
generally, like I said.
Isn't it like where they
I-
basically put a bunch of metal in one and then
I
like
love-
some more around the outside and then
you
hammer
for-
it?
No, you
and fold
forge
it.
metal. You do it in what's called. I love watching a program called Forged in Fire. I don't know if any of you have seen this.
I
They
have,
do
yeah.
like canister Damascus, so you put it's like ball bearings in, you forge it, and then you get all the pattern. But real Damascus doesn't actually exist anymore. It's a type of metal that's a steel that's only found in Japan, and it doesn't exist anymore.
It's Japanese.
It's Japanese.
Yeah.
Original Damascus, yeah.
And and here's another one. The only reason why they used to fold the steel in Japan for the katanas 13 times or something like that
More than,
was
lot more than
because
that.
well, a lot more, something like that. That's why I said, or something like that, was because the grade of steel they was using had a lot of impurities, and that's how they get rid of the impurities.
Oh.
Yeah,
Everyone
it wasn't
knows- Every day's a
because
school
it
day,
makes it
folks.
the best.
Everyone knows that Japanese steel's the best.
The more you know. Dun, dun, dun,
I mean,
dun.
don't get me wrong. I think it's a cool mod. I mean, I like Comp Life. I like Avid Life. I like a few of their mods, but
I'm not feeling that one.
I mean,
It's a bit meh.
there's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason they don't make anything anymore.
Well, Comp Life, they just do bloody collabs with people these days, don't they? Rather than anything original.
I like
Yeah.
it. It will kill. Gotta love Dark Marcader, man. Gotta love Dark Marcader.
But yeah, let's have a quick vote on that Comp Life thing then. Chris, where you going?
Uncool.
Johnny?
Uncool.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on call as well.
Yeah, I'm the same, so that's unanimously uncool for that Comp Life thing. I'm just going to call it the thing.
The thing.
Yeah, because it wasn't pretty and it wasn't nice, and yeah.
There was
Yeah.
other designs under the same name of the mod.
I mean, well,
So
this is
somewhere they were smooth, somewhere they looked like they had the diamond.
Oh, they do
brick
that.
put in.
And AV do that as well,
this is
Chris.
what
That
they
doesn't
do.
surprise
This
me
is
in the
what they do,
slightest.
man. That's what they do.
I've seen
Wait.
toilet roll tubes with more personality than that picture you put up.
Yeah. We're gonna go to something completely different now. We're gonna go to a disposable tank.
Ugh.
I know.
Even though I personally think it's an RDA, but apparently it was classed as a
And
tank.
this is the Freemax Gen. Is the Freemax Gen
Oh,
disposable
the
tank?
Gen. It's just that weird crystal looking one.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the VTech ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like something you could buy out of like a services rest stop toilet.
You mean a
Yes.
sex pill or contraception?
And a
Yes.
Condoms.
It's just
And
like
a-
contraceptive pills, this thing, and like that's what it looks
I
like.
mean, don't get me wrong. I hate the idea that it's disposable because it's chucking more plastic or whatever into, do you know what I mean?
But
The
is
only-
the plastic recyclable?
The only way it'd ever be good if I was in a real fucking pinch and it was available somewhere like a fucking pub and I could go, can I have one of those?
In the
Yeah.
toilets.
Does that, yeah.
In
does
the
that kind of
toilets
make-
and a vending
does
machine.
that, well, yeah. Well, like back in the day when you go to the pub, you're like, well, fuck, we're out of cigarettes. I'm going to buy a packet of 16
16.
fags, not 20 fags. It's going to cost me double the amount, but I'm in a pinch and no shops open, so I'm going to do that. And then you have to go, can I have some change for the fag machine? Be there putting in fucking ever. That would be, in my eyes, the only way it would ever be a useful fucking thing.
You see what people say on pods as well?
No, pods are different, man. Pods have got their own hate for different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not having good luck today.
Oh,
that, Chris.
no, the cap's come
The
off.
bloody nib keeps sticking inside the bloody cap.
Evening, Pete. Hope you're well.
Well, I'm going to say this. What is it with all these fucking... Well, I know everybody's... I'm getting off topic. Actually, I'm going to save it for in a bit. I'll save it for in a bit.
Save it for the 101.
I'll save it for
Or
one.
Josh rants.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to get on with this one quite quick as well. It goes in the fucking bin for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
See,
agree.
I had some ages ago to review the VTech ones, which was the original ones. And the vape's all right, but it's just the amount of waste. They actually
Yeah.
said you could break them and recycle them. I couldn't fucking break it. I hit it with a lump hammer, and it didn't break. It was like triple layered. You break the outside layer.
Could that
and then
just
there
be
was
your
another
week?
layer, and then
So-
there was another layer. And
so
I
like-
just couldn't get through it.
So, like College just said, he got one time when he was out and his coil burnt out, so he just got one of those and used it as a temporary measure, like while he was out and about, which, you know, you
But
don't...
There's
oh, fuck, my
three
coil's
layers
burnt.
of plastic there, and in the, you know, I suppose these days, if that happens these days, you just go get a disposable, wouldn't you?
Back in
All
the
the
minute, getting
corner shops virtually stock them all now. You
Getting
see
some
the Geek
pliers.
Bar and the Elf Bar and whatever else bar in every corner shop now, just about in the UK anyway. So, yeah, in the bin.
Yeah, there's better things you can get, I think.
Yeah, there's better options now,
Yeah.
and they weren't cheap.
No.
I mean, if I'm buying one, I don't want a pack of two. Do you know what I mean? I'm buying one as an emergency. Do you know what I mean? It's like, shit, I'm out. Oh, that's all you've got. That'll do. Like, I need to vape something. But yeah, it goes in the bin for me. In the bin.
Yeah,
In the bin.
In the bin. You need to have like an in the bin button where you can like push it and you get like this great sound bite.
No, do you know what? I have just learned that you can do sound bites with this, and I need to work out how to do it. So I'm going to work out how to do it. But it's time that I don't have a human being right now. That was two done real quick, which is nice. So we're going to move on. We're going to move to something a bit
What
more...
did it come under?
In the
Uncool?
In the bin.
In the bin,
In the bin.
Chris. In the bin. We're going to move something slightly nicer. We're going to move on to a person who I've always respected his work. So this is a Morningstar Hustle Fun Size. So this is the 18350 version.
Glad it's that one and not the shotgun one. The shotgun one I had a bit of issues with because he rushed them out for Expo, but it's not them ones. It's the metal ones where you can also buy the tubing and turn it into a proper mod,
Yeah,
which takes a proper cell.
Yeah, you can turn. This was the joy of these. You could do what you wanted with them. You could turn it into a proper mod. The buttons are changeable. You can customize them to your heart's content. And it's Oggie's machining, and Oggie's machining is always
Second to none.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell by the fact those nails hurt your fucking hand when you're using it. Like,
Yeah.
I got my reactor. It literally peeled the skin off my hand.
the machining was almost too good. It hurt. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was. Round something off, Oggy, please. Just round something off. No, I had my reactor. I had a grooved reactor, and I loved it. But yeah, even firing that, like.
Yeah,
this
it
hurts.
hurt.
This hurts.
And I
First
kept
time
the
I ever
3.5
met him.
pound spring in mine, and it just used to rip the fuck out of my skin.
The first time I ever met him, he was just walks up to me, does not know me for Adam. I think it's when I met up with you, Vinny. And he just literally hands me this tiny little met mod and goes, here, try this. And he starts yabbing on. I'm like, who the hell are you? And I'm like,
Oh, Oggy's a legend. I know
He was
we
like,
had.
If you know what's good for you, you won't hit any of Oggy's mods.
Don't hit anything ever that Oggy hands you. Ever.
I made that mistake at Expo and had to leave.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what was in it. But yeah, I was like, ooh, for a bit.
yeah, the juice wasn't very tasty, but my God, did the mod hit.
Yeah,
When I bumped into him, he had this little foot. He had a fish, with this tank on it, and there was this little fucking straw like hanging out of it. I was like, "What are you vaping?" He's like, "Try it, dude." I was like, "All right." Oh fuck.
Let's just say it probably wasn't entirely legal.
A fun size hustle. I think they run about 125 to 150.
Yeah. It depends on which one you got, and if you got the extensions with it and everything else.
There's a lot of different sizes. but,
Honestly, I couldn't tell you the price, as that's off an eBay listing from about a year ago or something like that. And that's the only thing I could
I'm in the
find.
Morningstar group. I could have got much better pictures if you had asked.
I had to do things very quickly, okay? I literally did not finish catching up on stuff until, 5 minutes before we come on?
I know the pre-love market, they're going for about 70, 80 quid now.
How small is it? It's tiny. It's an 18350. So a lot of the guys in the Morningstar team.
That's bigger.
We'll run these with little like mouth to lung RTAs. That's what they'll run
Evening,
them with and
Brent.
stuff like that. So evening, Brent, you legend.
Hey up.
Mr. Bearded Viking Customs in the house.
Hey.
That cheers Johnny up.
He seems to have a thing of coming on the show when Johnny's on.
Yeah. I think maybe he's stalking me.
We got the masters here.
Nah, Brent's level of work is a whole different ball game to my one, and I do not mind saying that at all. It does some incredible work.
Brent does some amazing work. Brent, we love you, brother.
Yeah, Brent needs to come back on soon.
He says, no, I heard 18350. The little picture there, that's an 18350 mech. From one of our brothers, Oggy, who runs Morningstar.
That should be my new nickname. That'd be a good nickname for me. 18350.
I'm going to take the picture down. Brent loves 18350 mods. Hit Oggy up, man. Hit Oggy up. Oggy, Morningstar. I don't know if he still does them, does he?
He hasn't made anything for a while now. He's been doing motorbike parts and things, hasn't he?
Oh, wow.
He's
Diversified a bit.
That's his bread and butter, innit?
Yeah.
That was his bread and butter before we got into mechs. So we did an overkill times bearded customs. Apparently in the chat right now, that's what they're calling for. We need a collab. That's what the chat's calling for.
That'd be pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty awesome.
I'd buy it, whatever it was.
Fuck, I would buy it.
Well, you'd have to buy the components, so technically you did buy it.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah.
Anyway, I think we could take a vote on this one as well. Just because it's 18350 and it's not my favourite battery, I'm just going to go.
That's my sticking point because the cells are shit.
Yeah. That was kind of my.
But we're not voting on the cells. We're voting on the mech.
Johnny, he said he's always game for a collab, bro.
Bringing two minds together right now.
LXV breaking more than just bandwidth.
Knocking down walls.
Bearded Overkill Customs collab.
Maybe we should just get you both on a show together and let you two just talk, and we'll just sit there.
Just
and
talk, me and him.
Count the reviews.
Yeah.
Overkill
yes.
beards.
Brent, we need to get you
Overkill
back
beards.
on. Brent, we need to get you back on a show, and you
And I
just let us
think
come on your show,
Johnny
Brent.
might want to be on that show. Right. Fun size, morning size. I'm just going to put it cool. No offense.
I'm going to say
Woggy.
cool.
It's the 18350 side of it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me.
Oh, that was a nice easy vote.
So we've got two more, and they're slightly different, but similar-ish. I'm gonna go with this one first. So, this is an old school mod. This is the iJoy Limitless 200.
Eesh, Jesus Christ, I remember these.
You should remember me having one,
You
Vinny.
are
Yeah, they had
you
the
are-
interchangeable panels, didn't they?
Yes.
I mean,
Sorry.
we might have to drop the call at some point because we are really scraping the fucking barrel nowadays.
That is fucking shocking that's made it in the nomination.
But you got to add everything.
We'll
I
have
mean,
you on
I
anytime,
remember
bro.
back in the day, a lot of beginners did start on these. They
Did
would
they?
buy these. Yes, I knew a lot of people that had just stopped smoking and would buy one of them because they was cheap. as fuck.
Collins just said his local shop still has these in the window.
Wow.
What?
Fucking hell.
You
Full
can
price
still-
as well.
Colin, go in and buy one, and I'll pay you for it.
To be honest, it wasn't a fantastic mod. Well, the one I had anyway wasn't a fantastic mod. But for how cheap they actually was, that was actually a decent mod. They did what was on the box, basically. They helped people come off fags and
Yeah.
shit. My biggest gripe was the fact that I contacted iJoy because the person I got it from, I traded a mod for that mod. He got the better deal of it because the button on that, the fire button, was fucked. The little
And
tacky
you
switch
actually
underneath.
had the cheek to contact iJoy
Yes, to see.
over a
for the-
traded mod.
Hang on. No, I wasn't trying to get them to repair it. I knew they wouldn't do that. I wasn't
Life
that
Lounge
stupid.
Liquids, he's still got one apparently. Life Lounge Liquids has still got one.
But I messaged them asking them, "Oh, do you know which tactile switch you use on the boards for the fire button?" "No, we don't know. We didn't make them. Limitless did. We just put our name to it." Contacted Limitless. Limitless turned around and goes, "We do not want nothing to do with that because of iJoy is a backstabbing piece of shit." I'm like, I didn't want to know your history. I just want to know what size tactile switch to use. I think in the end, I managed to desolder the switch, measure the little plastic top, and find something extremely close, just slightly bigger than what it was, and just sanded it down.
No, I remember seeing
then soldered it onto the
I remember
board.
seeing a shitload of Limitless mods basically with no paint left on them. This was
Yeah.
this was quite classic,
Yeah.
wasn't it? The
But that's
paint was
that's the typical iJoy as well. Because iJoy's mods, their paintwork was shockingly
I
bad.
remember the Limitless RDTA, Nick. Fuck me.
Yes, God,
What?
that was my first ever RTA.
They did sell really well, but they were a pile of fucking shit.
Fucking crap. Yes. And
I'm
I
not
bought about 4 of them.
iJoy took Limitless down. I know Limitless just closed the doors, didn't they?
Yeah, they just shut shop and
Well, obviously they hit their limit at some point.
Oh, Jesus.
and you say I'll come up with bad jokes.
You know, it had to be said. It had to be said, man. It had to be said.
But yeah,
Uh,
they for what the cost, that was good.
no, they
Power.
weren't.
That's fucking
No,
shit.
They
They were
weren't.
cheap. You could pick them up
Right.
for
Here,
30
here
quid.
you go. Here you go. Right now, one of those, or a Smock Alien. Right
Fuck
now,
Alien.
Oh,
Every
Alien.
time.
Smock Alien.
And I don't even like smock.
No, I fucking hate aliens.
But 100% I would have an alien over one of them.
It was an uncle joke, Nick. You are correct, and I'm an uncle, so that's fair enough. Anyway,
Yes, Brent.
I think we know where this is going.
In the bin.
In the bin.
In the bin.
It's going in the bin.
In the
It's
bin.
going in the bin. In the bin it goes.
Here's your sound bit. Just phone me later. I'll record it for you.
In the bin. See, I can't do that because I stole this from an Australian motoring show called Mighty Car Mods. Has anyone
Have a cool wall.
yeah, I know. Has anyone seen a recurring thing with LXV that I just steal shit?
No, we don't.
Anyway,
And next week we have James from Underkill Mods.
Good old James.
James
Right,
from
what shit
Underkill.
we got there?
Nothing is custom. It's just pictures of him and his dog on every single mod.
Now
Just-
the next little mod we've got, right? So this mod, I remember going to an expo, and this was
Everywhere.
hottest little mod you could buy.
I think I know what you're going to book.
Everyone, including myself, had one on a lanyard around their neck.
I definitely know
Everybody had
I
one.
definitely know what this is going
See
to
if they
be.
get it right.
Can you guess? Can you guess beforehand?
It's either a Lost Vapor Ryan or a MyPod.
It's a
The
Lost
MyPod.
I
I
was
was
gonna
going to say
no,
MyPod.
It's a Lost Vapor Ryan, right? And literally, I went to the expo, and literally everybody just had a Lost Vapor Ryan around their neck on a lanyard. They might have not been all vaping normal stuff in their Lost Vapor Ryans. I know they were vaping that. But in all fairness, I got my Ryan, and I fucking adored my Ryan.
Do you know what? I had the Geek Vape version. Is it the Frenzy?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah, that was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like I was really impressed with it. Like
See, Nick's just gone, fuck the MePod and fuck the Orion. And you know what? I had a MePod and I loved it.
I loved my MePod.
I had a grim green MePod and I absolutely adored it. And for a cheap little mod, it was my pride and joy. And it came out and the UK got that really heavy snow and I took loads of pictures of it in the snow and fucking woohoo! Like I bet I could find them.
It was a vajazzled piece of shit.
No, mate. Do you know what? As Grim said, it had that crackle, man. It had that, and it just hit so well. But I think it was one of my first times into Nick Salts, and I fucking adored it.
yeah,
And then one day it was sat
I
at
don't
home.
think you was vaping Nick Salts.
I was just sat at home and I was just vaping it, and I vaped it, and I was like, "Oh, the battery's gone." Plugged it in, didn't do anything. I was like, "No, it's dead." And I did contact the company I bought it from, and they just said, "Yeah, just pick whatever you want, we'll replace it." I was like, "Have you got any more Grim Meeples?" Like, no, we're sold out. I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't want any of the colours."
I found it was really good for driving,
It was
especially being on the lanyard. You could just vape it and just let it go. You wouldn't have to worry about setting it down somewhere, or it falling down between a seat or anything like that. I enjoyed using mine for driving.
I loved my MePod, and then the Lost Vapor Ryan kind of replaced the MePod for me. That was it. And
Yeah.
It
I
took it to the
loved
next level, didn't it? Really,
I
let's
loved
be
it so
honest.
much that I got home from Expo, and the wife was like, "What's that?" Vaped it, and then she stole that, so I bought another one, and then one of them died, so we bought another one. And I reckon if I go downstairs now, there's probably about 4 or 5 of them, like downstairs. And there's literally you go into my living room, and yes, guess what? I still have a CD rack because I still buy CDs. And there's probably about 10 or 12 like pods just sat there that have been half used, and they would change flavour. Just sat there. So, might go back to that at some point. But I loved it. I absolutely adored it. For me, it was the first time a pod, apart from it, had actually been done to some standard that was good. Does that make sense? It was.
It was also the first kind of non-stick pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well, which was nice. It was refreshing to not see the kind of standard popsicle stick sized
And you can
pod system.
Get them some really cool finishes, like the starboard finishes, and I thought for me it was one of the. At the time, I was like, "This product's fucking phenomenal." It changed the game, really.
Yeah, I suppose you could argue that it did. In fact, especially the Alpha, when that came out, you think that's probably the start of plug and play coils, really, wasn't it?
Well, I remember the expo after that, and I was with a good friend of mine, Mike. A few of you guys must know Mike, Team Immortal Mike, and ran a shop for a bit and did this, that, and the other. And they bought the new one out, and we went to the Lost Vape booth, and we're like, "Can we buy one?" "Oh, the new one." They're like, "Oh yeah, here it is." It's like, "Oh great, awesome." It's like, "Can I buy it?" They're like, "No." Like, why can't we buy it? "Oh no, we don't have any to sell." Like, what do you mean you don't have any to sell?
Oh,
Like, you've come to the biggest expo in England and you don't have any to sell. Oh, we've only got this one to show. And this was on the Friday, which is the B2B day. And it's like, what do you mean you don't have any to sell? And it's just like, you're
Stupid.
insane. You're insane.
it was like that with batteries as well at the last expo.
Yeah.
I needed batteries, and I found a stall that was like showing off batteries. I was like, cool, I want to buy 8 batteries, please. And they were like, oh no, we don't have any for sale. I was like, you've got like 30 here on your counter. Sell me some of them. And they were like, oh no, we can't do that. Can't do that. I was like,
The first
Go
expo I
home!
went to, and I remember Fogstar were there, and I went over and bought a load of.
Yeah.
You can buy this one. You can buy them fully charged for like 50p extra. I was like, I'll just the fully
Yeah.
charged ones. Fuck it.
yeah.
And then I messaged them the time before I went to the expo after, and I was like, "Oh, you guys going to be at expo? Like, need to buy some batteries?" Like, "Oh, no, we're not going to expo." I was like, "What do you mean you're not going to expo? Like, what do you mean? Like, do you know what I mean? You're Fogstar. Like, you're the UK's biggest battery supplier for our industry." So, "Oh, we're not going." But fuck you then. Go and buy them somewhere else. However,
Go buy
people,
some Molly cells.
buy your batteries from Fogstar because they're trusted. It wasn't that. It was just I was really annoyed that they weren't going to be there. Like, messaged them on the Thursday, heading up. I'm like, I need new batteries. What do you mean you're not going to be there?
And the fact they had the charged ones as well was just perfect.
It's like
Someone always forgot to take the cells.
It's like
always.
literally, I've budgeted £100 of my vape budget just to come and see you and buy a shitload of new cells.
Just batteries.
and you're not going to be there. Like,
Nope.
But yeah. Anyway, back to the Lost Vapor Ryan.
I'm gonna say cool.
Yeah, I'll go with Johnny. Cool.
Doesn't matter what I say, so fuck it. But I was going to go with cool. I didn't like them.
I
So
mean,
fuck you.
I was going to go Sub-Zero, but it goes cool because it's majority rules on this program. So I love the things. I think they're amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong. The coils got worse over time,
Yeah.
and that happens when things become so popular because they can't get the coils out quick enough.
Yeah,
and
just
they
look at
get
the
worse
Drag
and
X
worse and
right now
worse.
because they're shit.
But when I first got it, for me, it was just a complete, just like it was a game.
I remember
changer.
the first time trying one. It didn't have nicotine juice in it.
Yeah, well.
And you can guess whose I tried.
Yeah.
I got mine. And I went to the Own Boy store and I bought the Own Boy, like the apple and elderflower and mint, like 20 milligram nicks. I was like, oh, this is heaven. I'll just vape you all day. And I think I went out that night. And I think it's the only thing I took.
Really?
No,
And that was your team then as well?
yeah. Sat there with Ariel and I think I must have taken a mech. I must have, but I think it's the only thing I vaped the whole time I was there.
Was that the same year they released the Grip Nate?
No.
No,
Was it
it was
the year after?
It was the year after.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, is that
year
the call all done?
That's
Yeah.
the call done. Yeah, that was a really
That
quick call.
wasn't
but
too bad.
Yeah, I mean, Vinny said before, because I'm going to get much more harsh on the call wall. I'm going to get much more harsh on the call wall.
I was sick of some of the shit that people getting nominated. Johnny, are they still them headphones that you sent away from that cost a fortune, by the way? I've been dying to ask you.
They are, yes.
And they're still good.
They are still absolutely phenomenal. So good, in fact, that I recently, because I've started going back to the gym, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to bring these to the gym because only fannies wear over-ear headphones in the gym and lift weights and stuff like that. And
Only
I didn't like using my in-ear like wired ones. So I actually got a new subscription for the loops, which are like the wireless in-ear ones from Neurophone, and they are awesome as well. You don't get the same level of bass that you do with like the over ears, but the sound quality is still incredible. I'm still absolutely loving these.
We don't like bass in the audiophile world. We hate bass. We do like bass, but we don't like too much bass.
I love bass. Like I was listening to music earlier today, and I had the immersion cranked up to like maximum, and then I turn the volume up on my PC to maximum. You literally just feel these things like vibrating my skull, and it was
the thing
awesome.
Is, it makes sense because I used to have my first ever really decent set of in-ear headphones I bought was a company called Klipsch, who are an American company.
Right.
And they had a set of headphones called the X10s, and when I first started at Richter Sounds, and these in-ears were £250 for these in-ear headphones. I was like, I want
Good night,
them.
Brain.
I want them. I have to own them. I have to own them. Overkill. Just so you know, Johnny. Overkill. I just followed you on Instagram. Let's talk. Night off to bed all.
Did we just make a collab happen?
He is 2 hours ahead of us, so we'll let him slide. And I know.
Night, Brent.
Night, Brent. Cheers, bro.
Look at the smile on Johnny's face.
We'll catch up soon. And I had to have them, but they were the first set I ever had that had a proper that pushed into the ear, not just like sit in the
Yeah.
and,
Dog penis.
and I remember like turning up a track and literally it felt like my head was shaking with the
Yeah.
low end. I was like, wow. But yeah,
Well, these ones, I don't know, I won't be able to hear you, but these ones look like that.
yeah,
They've got penises inside them.
So that you've got the inner ear part that looks ridiculous, but the outer part is what plays all the bass. So you don't get any bass going directly into your ear. It's all on the outside.
You hear the treble in the mid, but you feel the bass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it
kind of makes
awesome.
sense to me. I mean, I've had the privilege in my time of listening to some very expensive.
Yeah,
headphones.
I think you were saying this last time.
I mean, I've got the set on my head right now at £800.
I thought
Mate,
the ones I've got
for
right now-
£800, I'll come to your house and sit point blank away from your face and just sing to you.
But you
It's
know,
like,
but you come into the
hit me, baby, one more time. My lonely man.
Have you been?
Don't forget the shirt.
Have you been looking at my Spotify playlist?
I'll do it for £300. You don't even have to go the full 8. Like,
But you know, you come into the shop and we some of the headphones. People look at, are those headphones really that price? I'm like, yeah, they get a lot more expensive than that. Like, you know, so we can get the full-on Sennheiser Orpheuses at £50 a pair.
What?
Fuck that.
yeah. No.
50
No,
grand.
I'll stick with my Neurophones. I'm quite happy with them.
£50,000. I mean, they do come in a lovely box.
I don't give a
fucking
flying
hope so.
fuck.
And you open the box up, and that box is also your headphone amplifier. It's very cool. But yeah, I mean, you're talking like big boys' toys.
Yeah.
50 grand.
I thought mine is 150 quid were expensive, even though they cost me nothing.
No, like I said,
£12.99.
the difference is huge. I've not heard those. I'd really like to hear them. I need to go to a trade show and hear them, but one day.
Just go to Game. They'll probably sell them in there for 35.
No, they definitely don't. Well, we are Sennheiser Orpheus dealers. We are our particular store, the only one in the southwest. Not even our other branches in the southwest can sell them. We're the only one this side of London.
Wow.
Jeez.
So if you want them, you come to us to buy them. It's like that. It's the way. But that's the way dealerships work. Anyway.
I would be one of those people that rock up to your shop and be like, I'd really like to try these. I'm interested in it. And then use them for an hour in store and then be like, I'm just going to go and think about it. And then never turn up again.
We get people do that, they do. It's fine. We don't have them in store, like, because obviously that's ridiculous. We can't just have that sat in store.
Yeah.
If someone asked, we could get a set sent down, definitely.
That's insane, though. 50K.
Yeah, 50k. But the thing is,
I mean, Jesus.
It's how the other half live, man. It really is.
Imagine a commission off that sale, Josh.
Oh yeah. I could give up work for a week or so. Nah, like,
Right, what was the thing that someone was saving? Josh, it was you, I think.
yeah, what was it again? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to go on a Room 101 rant right now. Hold on. So, right, I'm not the biggest fan of Chubby Gorilla bottles, right?
Yep.
But what is it with these
Yeah.
companies using worse bottles than Chubby Gorillas recently?
There seems to be a lot. I
Especially,
think it was when that.
so you get a lot of these now. You see these with the
Oh, I
stupid
hate
little
them.
fucking tops on them,
Yeah.
like, and they can't be that much. Right, I've got gripes of a Chubby Gorilla, but Chubby Gorilla is the standard. If I'm buying a premium juice, I expect a fucking Chubby Gorilla bottle, right? And what is it with these fucking shitty bottles? You can't get the fucking caps off easy to put your fucking nick in. They fucking leak like a fucking sieve. Like, if I'm paying premium money for fucking juice, I at least want a Chubby Gorilla.
You know what they'll blame? That blockage in the Suez Canal, because it fucked so many of them
Well,
up.
so many other companies have got fucking...
It's
this
the
one-
chip
this
shortage, mate. It's the chip
This
shortage.
one's the
They
same,
build
right?
these bottling machines with them.
So,
They're just fucked. They can't
I
build
was-
them.
I was on this stream earlier with Nick, and literally I put the... And this... I fill up... And this just pisses out the side. Just pisses out the side of the bottle. It's like...
I'm guessing those are the ones where you can take the spout off, so you can
No,
push your
no,
nicotine
no,
into
they're
the
not.
top.
I hate them even more. Because what happens is I sort of overzealously fucking... And that top just pops off. And your fucking
Yeah,
juice goes
They
everywhere.
do pop off really easy.
Like, sorry, like, I know this is a
I've
really
never-
random rant, but
I've never had a lid come off while I'm pouring
I
the
have.
juice.
quite a
Oh,
few-
I have.
I have
Yeah.
a few times.
I have, but never on like a standard 50 ml chubby. It's always been like one of the 120 Juggernaut bottles or something like that.
I had it happen in a hotel room in Bristol.
Like you said, it was in the middle of the bed as
Like-
well.
Well, we'd been to watch a band the night before, and we stayed, and I had to get on a train to go to Cardiff to go and do some stock take for work, and it's like that. Fucking put some nick in a bottle, shook it up, was like, brand new bottle, awesome. Put the lid down, clicked it in, went to squeeze, and the lid just came off, and this whole 120 ml of fucking juice just went fucking everywhere over this hotel room. Because like that, you're like, oh fuck, and I just literally flinged it. It went all over the curtains, all over the fucking bed.
He's a messy spunker, basically.
And I was just like, what the fuck? And the missus was just there pissing herself, as she does.
Happened to me at Vape Fest. I had just bought a 120 ml bottle of, I think it was called Cream Pop 120. So
Oh, I have not had that for years.
one of my absolute favorite juices, absolute coil wrecker, but my god, the flavor is just so spot on,
God, it was.
like dreamsicle in America, right? Beautiful orange, beautiful ice cream. I'd mixed it up, was filling my tank, and the whole top just went boom, and the juice just went. I mean, I think it cost me like $25 for this bottle of juice, and it just all went straight on the fucking ground. I was so fucked off. It wasn't even funny. Like,
Well, it obviously was because you're laughing.
yeah, I mean, it's funny now.
I'll let you into a little secret. There's quite a few juice reviews where there's been like a tiny little bit of juice left in the bottle. That's because when I was sampling it, the fucking lid came off and did that exact thing.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, I dread to think how much this floor has had juice spilled all over it.
What I want to say right now is, can some clever fucker just come up with a fucking better bottle design?
I
See
could
what
quite
I don't
happily go back to
understand.
glass strippers.
Yeah, why did
Yeah.
they stop making glass strippers?
Glass
They
strippers
cost so
are
much.
amazing. The thing is, do you notice with glass strippers now that the pipette is too short to reach the bottom of the bottle all the time? You're like, how
Yes.
the fuck am I supposed to get this last bit of juice out?
I had
Do you know what?
Oh.
Every one I've had, I'm like, I've still got like fucking 20 mil left in there, and I can't reach it with the pipette. Or
The best glass
the
bottle I
pipette
ever
being
had.
too small. The pipette being too small, so you squeeze it and you get like this much in the tube. The tube's like
The
this
best
big,
one
like-
I ever had was from Glass. Do you guys remember that juice
Yeah,
company, Glass?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Glass, man.
They had sent me, because I wanted to buy, they had like one of their like super big bottles on display at like last expo. It was like 250 ml juice bottle, right? And I was like, I really would like to buy that. And they were like, oh, sorry, no. And I was like, oh, man. And I ended up speaking with the owner, and we got on quite well. He's like, listen, see after the show, send me an email, and I'll get a bottle sent out to you. I was like, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. And he did. He sent me a bottle, and I got in the mail in this beautiful case. this huge 250 ml bottle, and the pipette on it, I'm not fucking joking, was like 12 inches long. It felt like a goddamn sword as I,
Yeah.
like, it was awesome.
Filled
was
the tank with
absolutely awesome.
one go job.
But then
Yeah.
I've had the issue where when I've broken glass pipettes like in the bottle,
Ooh, I've never had that happen.
and then I've just had glass floating around in my juice, and I'm like, oh, I had it. happen with
Maybe
a
why
bottle
they
of
don't
Dead
do
Man's
them
Hand.
anymore.
But
You see.
make the pipettes plastic.
I've got a way around that. I've got a filter. I have a car with loads of filter needles, which filters glass out for breaking vials on medicines.
Oh.
So I've got lots of filter needles if that happens to me.
See what I really like.
I used to
don't know why
just
more people don't
pour
use
it through a coffee filter
That'd
into
do
a
the same
different bottle.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why more companies don't use bottles like this.
Not childproof. That's the issue.
But they can
Fuck
make
the
them
children.
childproof easily
Fuck 'em.
enough.
Fuck the
Like-
children.
That's
Yeah. And
I'm
this is where
pretty
the-
sure that's
so-
against the law.
So like this RTA, I know this RTA is very different because it's so you see it. My big gripe with this, so you see how deep that is to get down to fill
Yeah.
the juice up. The spout on the bottle doesn't reach where the kidneys.
Ah.
So I have to sort of like pour it in down the side. I mean, it is
Yeah.
It is quite an individual RTA, the dwarf, but
There
It's
was
like-
another thing that used to annoy me with those pipettes. When you used to try and fill your tanks like the smock, you'd end up with that bubble, and it'd just piss out everywhere.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the ass.
But I mean, chubby gorillas became the industry standard quite quickly, and they
Yeah.
are good, but they're not without their problems. They do leak, especially when you'll open it up and then you'll start putting it will just leak off the edge of the pipette and down and down the side, and it will just drip into your hand. You're like, what the fuck?
Or when the child lock fails and becomes welded to the neck of the bottle.
I have had
And
new.
so you
bottles
pull
like-
it off, and the cap is left. The child protective bit is left over the spout, so you can't
yeah.
get it off.
I have had new bottles like that where you try and open them and they just go click, 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 and you're pushing as hard as you can. Like
Yeah.
my full 19 stone weight on the fucker, the bottle's bending, and it still won't undo. It's a click, click, click. Like, fuck you! I
I've
just want my
literally-
fucking liquid.
I've literally had to cut caps off because of that.
Yeah.
Literally just sit
So
there,
you-
screwdrivers, the lot.
Quite
just
enough.
rip-
Colin is correct. Don't need to be childproof if you keep them out of reach of your children.
Exactly.
CDP says otherwise, unfortunately.
Do you know, right? The toilet cleaner I have in my bathroom, the cap is easier to get off than my partner's fucking bottle of e-juice.
That's a sad reflection, that, isn't it, really?
Like, it's literally a squeeze and twist, and I can clean my toilet. But if she asks me to fill her tank up there, I'm like,
But yeah,
My
these
wife-
fucking shitty bottles are starting to piss me off, man.
My
They are
wife,
shit. Some of them are really shit at the
I
minute.
got this earlier. These are another one I don't like. So these are the ones. So this is from Zeus Juice. It's a new one, and these are the ones that have got the stupid like flip top on them,
Oh, they come
Oh,
out
God.
so easy.
and they come out so fucking easy.
it's genius for putting Nick
Nick
into
in.
the bottle. It is shit for getting the rest of the liquid out of the bottle.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I love so lots of people moan about TPD. Actually, did a lot of favours for us in the UK of keeping juice
It
prices
It did,
down.
yeah.
But I'll be quite glad if it can revert back and we can just buy a pre-Nick and I don't have to fuck around with Nick.
Yeah.
Apparently,
anymore.
it's going to happen. That's one of the things that is going to apparently happen.
This flavour's interesting me though. This is a blueberry cinnamon scone.
Ooh.
It sounds a
sounds
bit
good.
wrong, but it sounds a bit good.
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
I thought it sounded wrong. So I went into my local vape shop earlier, and the guy there, Sean's a legend.
Have you
Com-
guys ever heard of
company
a
called Vape Heads.
vape
It's like
juice company called City Vape?
Yeah, I've heard of City
Yes.
Vape. Oh, it tastes really good.
They do a blueberry apple pie that I shit you not. At least when I tried it, tastes just like a McDonald's warm apple pie with just a little hint of blueberry to it, and it is awesome.
If that vapes like it knuckle tests, it could become a favourite quite quickly.
I'm just reading Collins. TPD did cause shit, but it also set safety standards for bathtub juice. It did.
But and it like price wise compared to the rest of like America and stuff like that, it saved us price wise hugely. It kept
Oh,
the prices
yeah.
down massively because
But it also removed all the bullshit that America's going through as well at the moment.
and it did, and
Yeah.
it also allows you to buy your favorite brand of nicotine.
Yes.
Nicotine does make a difference to your.
Definitely.
I mean, I've had like Sad Boy, for example. I've had Sad Boy bought here, and I've had Sad Boy from the States, and I've had the same flavour, key lime cookie, and the difference in flavour is huge,
Yeah.
and the
Wow,
difference in
really?
colour because it's pre-nicked, obviously, and ironically, I could buy it cheaper from the States and get it shipped over. Like, with nicotine in at that point. But this is when I was on a team, and we had
Yeah.
access to everything at the price, and that was great. And if you get enough of I could get Sad Boy. It worked out. It was costing me like £5 a bottle, 120ml bottle,
Wow.
like £5 a bottle with nicotine in. But even when it arrived, like the steep difference, the colour difference was huge. Like, but the flavour difference, and I prefer the UK version because it was almost over steeped by the time it got to me. Does that make sense? It was almost
Yeah.
like, this is too intense. I prefer it when it's newer. That's just me. But
Yeah, I get that, especially with some complex dessert flavors. Definitely, they can go too far.
anyway, these shitty bottles. Are they going to room 101? They going to room 101?
Yeah, they can go
Yeah.
in 101.
Like, I don't like chubby gorillas, but I'd rather a chubby gorilla to one of
They're
those.
the best of a bad lot, really, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're all agreed. Bring black. That's wrong. Bring back glass stripper bottles.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
I'd just perhaps make I didn't say it out of plastic because that's wrong as well, isn't it? I suppose environmentally wise, glass ones would make a hell of a lot more sense
Yeah,
as
I
well.
suppose they're more recyclable.
Yeah.
But even the bottle's glass, but the dripper's plastic.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot
I
less
mean-
plastic.
There's probably less plastic to do that than there is to make this.
Yeah,
But weren't a lot of them rubber?
Well, the actual top
Like
was rubber,
the
but
pipettes.
but you can make the pipette out of rubber or something more sustainable, I'm sure.
Yeah. Metal. We should get on to Comp Life to start making bottle caps out of titanium.
But there you go. So here you go. What you do is you buy a dripper. So you buy a pipette dripper that's the same length, and then you buy a bottle that's just got a seal on the top, and then you put your reusable metal dripper in it to drip the liquid.
And
Yeah.
if you ever break or lose your pipette, you can buy a new one and take in your old one if it's broken,
Yeah. You could just
which
buy.
they could then break
It wouldn't
apart.
be expensive, but just like a stainless steel or aluminium.
That'd
Just like a
work
little
really
plunger.
well.
Could be like a plunger system.
I'm going to bring it out along with the stapler mech. It's coming. It's coming, people. The stapler's coming. You ain't ready for the stapler.
Oh,
We've had a running thing, Johnny, where I'm bringing out a mech called the stapler, which is like a side fire. But it's like the chunkiest side fire. It's like an actual stapler. So you push it down.
Cool.
Let go.
That would be awesome.
With a 15 mil.
But
With a
but-
15 mil RDA.
But it only takes
Think
a
of
15
office
mil
workers around the world who need to multitask.
But
It's like-
but also staples if you want it to. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and then you could have a spin-off one called like The Ringer, and it would be like a hole punch so that you could like
Yes.
for your ring binders.
Yes. You see, I've got a whole stationary a stationary based vape line coming out.
I'll make a mod called the water cooler that is just like a repurposed big plastic jug.
Full of batteries with an RDA
Yeah.
on the top.
No, the base is full of batteries. The water jug's full of juice. And then
Yeah.
where you normally would pour the water
I
is just a
think-
big tube.
Was it Tug Life that made that mains powered vape? It used to come massive. It was a big box, and
I
the
remember
vapes
seeing
were
that.
actually wired to it.
Was
Does
that
anyone
not
remember those?
Frostbox?
I think it was. Yes, and
Mm.
it might have been by Frostbox actually, which is even worse. But I'm
Yeah.
The
pretty sure.
the CPU powered, or the PSU powered one.
I'm pretty
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
That's the one.
Tug Life did was well. It's actually like a big box that used to sit there. It's basically like your power supply,
Yeah.
and you could wire like 6 vapes to it, but they were all like actually it was almost like a hookah,
Yeah.
a hookah, and it was like, but you could just fire them from there. Like,
See, I love the thought of
like-
making something like that, but like a big funnel that has like a fan in it, so that if you've got like a group of like 6, you could just blow your vape into it, so you don't end up like fogging the room out.
like proper 240-volt vaping, baby.
Yeah,
Obviously, the Americans get watered down 110, but you know.
yeah. So on a side note, right? Who's up for doing Mutter next year with me?
Oh God, do you know what?
No.
Whoa, guys! Not everybody at once. One at a
If,
time.
if you're going to come down to the Southwest to do one, I'll get myself in shape and I'll do one with you.
I think there is one in the Southwest.
There is one in the Southwest. There's one.
Yeah.
One not far outside of Exeter.
Yeah.
It's in Holden, and you know what? I'll get myself in shape, and every penny we raise, every penny I raise, will go to charity. I would like to raise money for charity.
See, that's what I'd really like to. So that was meant to was what I was meant to be doing this year, was to do every UK event and do like a big charity thing, and that all kind of fell apart with COVID and the restrictions, and they pushed events back, and they canceled some outright. Like the one I was meant to do in Scotland this year got canceled the night before it was meant to happen, which was very disappointing. But yeah, so next year I'm buying the season ticket, and I am going to every Tough Mudder event and doing every Tough Mudder event. They have a special award called the Unholy Grail, which is you show up on the Saturday and you run a classic, which is like 10, 12 miles long. You then do a 5K Tough Mudder, right? You do a Europe's toughest mudder, at least 25 miles of that, and then the next day, the Sunday, you do another classic 10 miler, and at the end of that you get a special award called the Unholy Grail, and I want it so bad.
The one in Southwest this year is in Gloucester, and it's at badminton, where they did the badminton horse trials. it basically sounds like it's the horse trial course, but do it for humans. Like,
It's possible.
yeah, no, it is. It actually is. I'm reading it
Johnny,
right now.
I'd love to say yes. I've actually just taken myself in hand and started to do a lot of cardio. I weighed myself the other week and got a horrible shock. I'll not commit fully straight away, but I'll bear doing one in mind.
100%, man. Do you know what? I think it was a year and a half, 2 years ago, my partner did her first one, and she was very much in the boat of, no, that's just stupid and crazy. Why would anybody want to do that? Well, they did a 5K here in Edinburgh, and she did it, and I'm not joking. She was over the moon to have done the 5K. Like, she was so happy with it.
I did a charity bike ride last year, which I did 60k on a bike. I mean, I used to ride bikes a lot, but that was the first time I've been on a bike in about 15
but
years.
you used to ride bikes like me, like short and sweet.
Yeah.
Power for 45 seconds and sit down for 4 hours.
Right. There was a guy in my camp. So when me and Steve turned up to the camp, I didn't pack a tent, right? So because I was doing the Europe's toughest, it's a 12-hour event. It's overnight. And they made it sound like the pit area was like this kind of big tented area that everybody would have a spot. That was not the case. It was literally just a little spot in a field. And they were like, well, there you go. You set up camp there. And we got taken in by a group called the Squiddly Diddlies, right? And they had a tent set up called the Orphan Tent. And it was for anybody who maybe forgot provisions or didn't bring a tent, and they needed those kind of extras. They did this all in their own back of, like, through donations and stuff like that, provided food and water and shelter for anybody at the event who maybe forgot stuff. And they were totally awesome, and they set us up in their tent. And I met this dude named Sean Merriweather, who is this very unassuming traffic controller or traffic engineer in London. And his girlfriend was there. And he was telling me stories of how he had done World's Toughest Mudder, which is in America. And that is a 24-hour event. That is like proper hardcore endurance activity, right? And so, yeah, he was at this event doing the Europe's Toughest. And this guy was a machine. He did 11 laps of the course, right? 66 miles nonstop. And I was watching his stats because you get a tracker on your bib.
Yeah.
And you can see everybody's like course times and everything like that. And he did his, so the first lap is a sprint lap. So there's no obstacles. You're basically just getting around as quick as you can. And it thins everybody out so there's not bottlenecks at obstacles and stuff like that. And he did it in 34 minutes. This dude ran 5 miles over shitty terrain through fields and mud and rocks in 34 minutes. And then the rest of his laps were like bang on an hour every single time. He only pitted long enough, was less than 2 minutes every single time he dropped into the pit. It was literally long enough to grab something to eat, shove it down his throat, and he was back out on the course again. But nonstop from 8:30 at night until 8:30 in the morning. 11 laps, 66 miles. He placed first, and quite deservingly. But I was like, holy fuck, what? That inspires me. Like, this dude was awesome. And he didn't look it. He just looked like this normal dude who, like, you know, plays badminton on the weekends, sort of thing. And like, he was an absolute machine. And I am so looking forward to running into him again. But also upping my course times and things. But no, I really want to do every UK event this year so that I can raise money for a charity that's like really close to me. And yeah, just have a good time doing it. But it's also a great goal to have.
Do they have a fat bloke section?
Mate, there were people there without legs doing the course. So
Wow.
I always say to people, yeah, I mean, there were people there with prosthetics, missing limbs. Like, a lot of Tough Mudders revolves around like Help for Heroes and stuff.
Yeah.
So you get some incredible individuals of all ages, of all sizes, weights, disabilities, whatever. It's like they just leave that at the start line, and they do these courses. So yeah, if the dude with no feet can do it, you're not gonna have any fucking problem doing it. Like, what's your excuse?
Team LXV does a Tough Mudder.
Yeah, well,
Fuck yeah.
It will have to be done. I need to.
I'm
lose some
knackered
weight,
already
so-
just listening to the stories.
Anyway, we're going to move on to a quick question from the chat, and we can bring this chat back just because off the Room 101 segment. So. We can go back to that now. I just wanted to get off the Room 101 segment. No, I'm up for it. I'm definitely up for it. I need to lose some power. I always need something like a goal.
Yeah, it's that motivation, Josh, isn't it? The
like-
kick up the arse to get moving.
when I did my boxing, like that was something to aim for. Do you know what I mean? Something to push towards. And
Yeah.
I look back at photos when I was boxing. I was like, Jesus Christ, look how slim I was compared. And I'm fucking at one of my heaviest points now, thanks to lockdown and having 2 kids and being a semi-alcoholic. It's one of those, you know. So
No, I think you're pretty much a professional there.
no.
Well, I mean, they do team events for across the board with like the different Mudder events. So you get like Mudder 5K, you get Classic Mudder, you get Tougher Mudder, which is an 8-hour event. You get Toughest Mudder, which is the one I recently did, and then you get World's Toughest. But all of them you can do in teams. The normal Classic is probably the best one to do as a team. There's a lot of rules and stuff with like the toughest and tougher mudders, because like one of the rules is if you are running as a team, you all have to run the first lap and the final lap together. But anytime in between, like it can literally just be one member of the team running the course the entire time. But yeah, the team.
I think if I did it and we did it, I think we'd have to run everything.
You would not
together.
want to do Europe's. You would not want to do Europe's toughest mudder. But like a Tough Mudder Classic is so much fun. So much fun, Tough Mudder Classic.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
we're struggling to get an expo plan for the end of the year, and now we're on about doing one of these.
Yeah, I was going to say, yes, Colin, I boxed.
Yes, just
And not pizzas.
It was earphones.
But I've always ran it. I've always done it by myself. Nobody ever wants to do it with me. Surprise.
Well, like I said, if you're up for it, I'll do one of the Southwest with you, and I will train, and we'll do it.
100%. I'm going to be there.
This is live.
When is it? When is it? When's
Actually,
the next one?
The next
They
one in
haven't-
Southwest is actually quite soon, but it'd be next year.
Yeah. I'd be looking at like a 2022's roster,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
don't put that up until I think most of the 2021 ones are done.
Yeah, well,
Well,
like,
yeah.
I'm up to 40 minutes cardio now, so just give me a bit more time, and I might be about there.
if it gives me something to push towards, I'll definitely do it. You know, like that.
Well, the guy who ran the Squiddly Diddlies, the one that he did when I was there was his 40th Tough Mudder,
Do you know
and
what?
he walks them all.
If you want to do it, Johnny, if you're doing all of them next year, I'll do a couple with you. We'll do the Southwest, and we'll do the London together.
100%.
How's that sound?
I am 100% down for that.
I'm saying that right now because it's something to work towards. So
Is there any near me, Josh?
There's.
I think there's one in Hull, actually.
There's fucking shitloads of them.
There is loads, yeah.
So here, so for just this year alone, obviously we're now in August. You've got Southwest, which is the 21st and 22nd of August. London Finsbury Park, Northwest, London South, Morden Park, Midlands, London West, Scotland, and Yorks are still to go.
Yeah, and there's at least 2 events on each of those.
Yeah, and all these are 10k, 5k, classic, and Little Mudder, which I'm assuming is for the juniors. So
Yeah.
Do you know what? So one of the things, right? So part of Europe's toughest was like forfeits. So there were certain obstacles that were mandatory. You had to do them, otherwise you were disqualified. And then there were obstacles that you could opt out of, but then do the forfeit, which was like something equally unpleasant.
like burpees, fucking 8 burpees.
No burpees. So there was one forfeit where you had to roll dice and basically either have a shot of orange juice or a shot of hot sauce, right? So another one was the Gauntlet. So the Gauntlet is like this quite tough upper body strength obstacle to do, and I was caked in mud. There was no chance I was going to do it. So if you fail it, you have to do the forfeit. So this was, you had to run the mini mudder course, right? Instead of going just directly to the next obstacle on the course, you had to run the mini mudder course. And I'm not joking, right? That shit was tough. At 3 a.m, when you are soaking wet and sore and tired, that shit is hard. The kids stuff that that you had to do, it was brutal. But no, it was good fun.
There is one thing I want to ask. Tracy, how the hell did they manage that?
Johnny, there is an event near me as well. There is one in Hull.
Yeah, man. They're all over.
Like I said, if you're up for it next year, I'll train. I'll do 2 of you at least.
I'm definitely going to be there.
Yeah, the Hull one, September next year.
Yeah.
Buy
your tickets now, and then you're committed.
But it gives me something to aim towards, doesn't it? It gives me something
Well, that's just
like
it,
I said,
yeah.
it's that motivation and the kick up the arse, Josh.
to train for and do, and you know, and if I can raise some money for a charity, then all the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kev
shit.
Kev's just said he'll have to stretch her in the car ready. I mean, I reckon, Vinny, if you're going to do one, I reckon we all do one together. Like, even if it's up by you, I'll travel up. Like, I'm happy to do that. Like, it'd be awesome. Just get muddy, get wet, get fucking tired, and just do it and just smash out. You just get. It's not. It's obviously. I was going to say it's mind over matter. It's not mind over matter because obviously your body has to do it. But
I've just realised I literally come back just before that from my holiday next year.
There you go.
So you've got the time. So it's like,
When I did my first boxing fight, we obviously were in the training stage for it, and I went on holiday for 2 weeks and then came back and fought a week later. So I missed 2 weeks of training just before I had my first boxing fight. And I lost that because I broke 2 fingers.
Nice.
Bloody hell.
No, I uppercutted his elbow. So I went for an uppercut. He was like that, and I basically full pelt uppercutted into his elbow. And elbows are fucking hard. Like, especially when they're like this. And I wanted to carry on. They're like, no. It's like, it's a boxing match for charity. You're not letting you ruin your fucking left hand. Like, oh,
I'm alright,
please.
I got my right hand.
So I went back and did a second one and fucking smashed that.
Nick's pointed out there 10,000 volts. And that is not inaccurate. There is an obstacle called electroshock therapy, and it is basically running through electrified wire in mud over hay bales.
But
And getting...
Johnny,
yeah,
Johnny, you'll know as much as anybody. It's not volts that do the damage. It's the
Yeah.
It's not volts. It's the milliamps that do the damage.
Let me assure you, it still fucking hurts.
It's
Yeah.
it's the same thing as so like mains voltage 240k. You can touch it and it'll hurt, but a car battery will kill you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's only 12 volts. But that'll do a lot more damage than 240 volts mains.
Tough Mudder is very clever with where they put their obstacles. So electroshock therapy is always the very last one. It is the last thing you have to do that separates you between the finish line and victory. But they almost always put a water obstacle before that. So when you get there, you're soaking wet. And it's not just a straight line. It's like mud and hay bales. So you've got to like run and jump over while not getting hit in the face with one of these electric wires. I'm not joking, right? Like YouTube, Tough Mudder.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, you do.
We are doing it. We're doing it.
It is so much fun. It sucks at times, but it is so much fun.
It's going to give me a goal to lose some weight and get fit and do it.
Yeah, and it'll help me with my motivation as well. So, yeah. I'll probably want to do one.
And I know I can do it because I've done it before.
We noticed Chris is keeping very, very quiet right now.
You're fucking damn right. I'm keeping quiet.
I've done it before when you've got a goal and you're like, I've got this goal. It's sort of that driving thing to do it. So
I've done enough shit like that in the past where I've ended up hurting myself. I've learned.
Chris can run beside me and just carry my vape.
Yeah, I'll be the one on a crosser.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll go and get myself a gas.
Is there any questions from the chat? Is there any questions?
How do I get
someone
talked
did
into
ask
this kind of shit?
Johnny one, but I can't remember where that is. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Kev's asked Johnny, if price was not a holding factor, what mod and setup would be your dream to have?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm a bit shit at keeping up to date with everything that kind of comes out all the time.
Yeah, same here.
Sometimes I feel quite left behind because people will be talking about like all this mod and I'm like, I've never heard of it. Like, never heard of it. Like, what is it? Like, I don't know. Like, I would love to own a Purge, like a side, like one of the double barrel ones. But then I'm like, I'm not a big mech user. It's weird when you build mods because anything I dream up, I could build and have, essentially. So yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know.
I know what I'd do. It'd be a Geppetto for me.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, actually. Actually, I say that. I'm a big fan of... There's a fellow mod maker who Stuart's... Is it Stuart Creations? His name's Stuart, and he makes these incredible, like, stabwood resin hybrid mods. Absolutely beautiful. Something I certainly aspire to make.
It's not Vape Smart. That's not Vape Smart.
No, his logo's like a little dog paw.
No, I know exactly who you mean, and no, it is Vape Smarter.
That's Vape Smart.
Is it Vape Smart? Yeah, Vape Smarter. He makes some incredible. I just love the fact that he machines everything himself and he makes everything himself. And I love that.
One that I definitely couldn't own would be a Geppetto. One that I could own would be a TFX. I mean,
see, I don't know what that is.
Scott's work is beautiful. Turnwood Effects. Check him out on Facebook. Turnwood Effects. It's all stabwood. It's beautiful.
Oh, amazing.
And they're all handmade by him and his work. We've done a few on the show, haven't we? And
yeah.
Literally, I was going, oh my god. But check him out. I mean, the Geppetto is a different. You can't buy a Geppetto for less than what? What's a Geppetto going to cost you nowadays?
About $4,000.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. They're like, yeah.
But what makes it worth $4,000?
Nothing. Just the fact
Nothing.
that just the fact they're rare and they're beautiful.
Oh, right, fair enough. Okay.
I think it makes like 6 a year.
Ah, right.
Ridiculous like that.
It's one of those, like, if you want to own one, you pay the good, and they don't come up for sale, and when they do,
Yeah.
they go for ridiculous money because people want them. But a TFX, I mean, a Townward you can get for what, £300-400, and they are handmade. Everything's handmade, like, to perfection. Scott's work is absolutely stunning, and that would be in reach if I wanted. If I really wanted one, I could buy one. The wife sat here going, look at
Johnny, you thought about doing any borrow devices?
So I get asked this all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking you.
And the answer is yes. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It is my full intention.
LiPo borrow mod.
Just tiny little massive battery. Did I show you guys the battery last time I was on for the Dominatrix?
Yeah.
I did.
You did.
So,
Yeah.
Johnny, I'm going to clarify this right now. So, you said no to lipos, and I think you've recently said yes to lipos again.
What's this? For what?
No, yeah, there was supply
Oh,
issue,
yes.
wasn't it, Johnny?
So yeah, there was a bit of confusion over supply and warranty, that I was getting fed from the suppliers and stuff that I buy from. They basically had said that if I was using a LiPo battery in anything that wasn't designed to be used in, they would not honor the warranty for it should something go wrong. So that kind of threw me a bit. I then had to explain to them what a DNA chip was, how it works, and that it is actually designed to be used in conjunction with a LiPo battery. And they were like, okay, well, that's fine. We'll honor the warranties then. So you're not going to see any LiPo mods that aren't regulated coming out of our workshop, purely for the fact that if something goes wrong with the battery, that's on you.
So obviously,
Yeah,
LiPo batteries, you're usually looking towards like RC cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, drones and things like that. Yeah. And then there's also a supply issue as well. So there's where I get my stuff from. They've got a UK kind of warehouse, an EU warehouse, and a China warehouse. So if I can't get something quickly through the UK, I have to look at Europe. And if Europe don't have it, China almost always do. But then the wait period is quite long. But yeah, I think I'm in too deep now with LiPo mods that I can't just stop doing them, without seeing some sort of detrimental effect, knock-on effect to business.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep doing them, and if the batteries that we get in supply, like, I don't know, get discontinued or something, we'll adapt and overcome, improvise, adapt, overcome.
Johnny, Kev saying you need to make a side-by-side. I don't think an overkill side-by-side is quite up Johnny's street, but...
I mean, if I did do a side-by-side, it would be to the extremes.
It really would be.
I wouldn't want to... I don't like
It'd be like 4 lipos stacked on top of
No,
each
side
other.
by side that takes a 30mm tank. Or a
Yeah.
40mm tank.
Or a 40 millimeter.
tank.
Yeah. See, not that hard to do, actually. Like,
No, just size it up.
But can't you also get a 50mm? The California, is it?
Yeah, you can't get it readily available though, Chris, can you? So
No, but still, as a one, I think.
the California.
That's the other
Do you mean the Colorado?
the
Oh, that's it,
Colorado.
the Colorado.
All right,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was like. I
I
think
was
it's
going to say, if they called a vape tank the California, I reckon California would probably try and sue them.
Probably, yeah.
Like,
for emissions.
Yeah. I mean, it's not out of the ballpark. It just falls down into what I can make with the time that I've got. Like, that mod sitting over there, pure fluke. Like, my juices were flowing today, so shit got done. And I've also been able to work during daytime, which makes a big difference to working at nighttime.
Yeah.
Like on a normal day, I'd probably be getting ready for work in about an hour to sit down and do a few hours of wiring and stuff like that. But during the daytime, I can get up, I can have breakfast, I can work
I was gonna say,
with the window open.
Colin, don't challenge him with juice capacity. I mean, this is the guy that... what was the biggest squonk you made again?
The 500 mil squonker.
Yeah, there we go. So, don't challenge him with juice capacity.
Yeah, our friends at Vaporoni have one of those.
Yes. No, they don't. They've got an octokill.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they've got an
Oh, shit.
Octo, which is the 8 battery parallel mod.
A tabletop side-by-side lipo.
But the
Sod it,
twist
just make
is
the vape
the
out
twist
of a table.
is the table is the vape. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Why would you need lipo? Just make it mains power. Just straight into the mains. Sits there. Never gets used.
And on each corner, you got the wires for the vape.
Yeah.
In the
No,
centre is the
No,
batteries.
no.
The
It's
legs
just-
are the
it's
juice
just,
wells.
It's just a tabletop that you can just do screw Atty straight onto.
Soddy, big ass buckets you can just do lungs in.
Yeah, he did make a 500ml Skronka. That was the talk of Expo when that was there, wasn't it? The talk.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm now starting to edge more back into the more obscene, with things like the dominatrix. But I had an email today going, well, I had a warning come up from my supplier going, we've got 9 of these lipos in stock. Get them while they're here. Making it sound like that once they're gone, they're gone. So I'm going to need to send some emails and make sure that they're going to be getting more supply of them in.
Yeah.
If not, the dominatrix might have a very short shelf life. But yeah, like
So what does a dominatrix run, Johnny?
a dominate. What do you mean?
Milliamp hours.
What's the cost? What's the cost on one
Oh.
if you wanted to buy one?
350.
There you go.
Fucking the race.
It
I
is.
push
It's-
my old school size and power buttons get well and truly pushed by them, but
hang on a second. I've got one sitting here. It's actually being used to prop up my sign here. I've taken it all apart, so give me 2 seconds while I reassemble it, because this is the one with the battery I was
Hi,
telling you
can you
about.
push the window open a little bit, please? Love you. Love you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So this doesn't have the battery in it, but this is the dominatrix.
That is a mod.
Look at it. Oh, well,
So
I got to make you large for this. Hold on.
And that is the where the chip sits, the DNA chip sits, and that is where the battery goes.
It's fucking massive.
Yeah, man.
But I
Don't
want
do
one.
small mods.
No, you don't do small ones. I think
Don't do small mods.
I think I own one of the smallest mods you make.
So yeah, you've got the 21700 series mod, yeah.
And this is, I mean, this is large enough.
And then we got- So we've got the fat lip next to the dominatrix.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Like,
so I'm
Yeah, it's,
assuming you definitely don't put a Bond build on that thing.
no. Well, you could on this because that uses the DNA 250C chip in it. So
Yeah,
you've got that.
I want one.
You've got
I'm gonna,
that safety.
I'm gonna run it at 45 watts with a tripod on it.
You'd never have to change the battery ever or charge
battery
it.
life would be epic.
It really would. I think the longest. I think Trevor. He's got. Did you see the Simpsons one we did with Homer?
Yeah.
So he got his, and he runs like RDAs all day long, 130 watts all day long, and he got a week out of a fully charged battery at 130 watts.
That 4S.
That is in the dominatrix.
Yeah.
For the 4S. Yeah. I mean, he got ages out of it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I got around when I was running a 4S. I got about a week out. Mine wasn't quite as big as yours.
No, I need one. I need one.
So 45 watts with a tripod with a 4S.
You'd be
Yeah,
looking
I
at
think
months.
Josh's life would run out before the battery
I reckon-
would.
I reckon
You'd be looking about a month between charges.
I reckon more than that,
I don't know,
in fairness,
45
because-
watts, I think it'd be more than that.
Show
40
me the 21700 series mod. That's what Josh
Please.
has got, Kev.
So that's like a 21700 series.
Straight mechanical one.
Yeah. And then we've got the mini lips as well. So they're being really popular at the moment. Nice little,
I like that, especially with the blue and the orange. They really contrast together quite well.
just a nice little.
You getting any of those DNA 400 chips, Johnny?
They're all DNA 400 chips.
They already know how to hack them out.
Hey,
Okay, brings out the blue in my eyes. My eyes are green, bitch. Just so you know. The rarest eye colour of them all, green. Just so you know.
green.
Right, guys.
Colin-
Go
Sorry,
on,
go
Tommy.
I was just saying, Colin's asking what size the 510 plate is on that. Which one?
I think he was asking on the Dominator.
It uses a 40 millimeter 510.
I mean, I'm assuming this will take a 30.
That's a 30, yeah, but it will sit a 40 millimeter top.
It will sit a film with no overhang at all. I mean, you can see.
Yeah.
You know, with those lipos, Johnny, do the chargers come with them, or do you need to find them yourself?
So, I'm assuming you're talking about the cable.
Yeah, the charging cables for them.
No, I don't provide them because I guarantee if you walked into anybody's house, everybody's got at least 30 of these micro USB cables for fucking everything else they've ever
Oh,
bought.
you charge the lipos
The
up there.
actual charging board's in it, Chris.
How
Yeah,
is it?
so
Ah.
DNA boards all have onboard balance chargers for your lipos.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
yeah,
what
anytime you
It's what they were designed for.
so anytime you buy a lipo mod that has a DNA chip in it from us, all you got to do is plug it in through the board and let it charge up as normal.
It's the reason that DNA chips don't do USB-C, because they just haven't updated it and they work as they are, so why bother?
Yeah.
Colin
I was under
asks, what size will a Dominator fit with no overhang?
Probably about 80 millimeter, so you're good.
There isn't a tank out there or RDA that it would
There was that
overhang.
one at Expo, wasn't there? There was a real big mock-up of one, wasn't there? It was
Yeah.
huge.
Remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I asked him to tell me it.
Yeah, I did as well. Funny enough, fuck off was a weird way of saying no.
Well, that's why I got my dump tank, which I still don't use.
What was them? The ones that was it a DeWalt mod or something where you had like 30 bloody
Yeah,
18650s
yeah.
in them? Man, I remember seeing one of them. I was like, I want.
The DeWalt mod, yeah. See, we've all seen the DeWalt mod.
It was kind of my inspiration for the Dominator and the Octokill. I just wanted something that was more original rather than just using the shell of something else.
Yeah.
However, somebody has recently contacted me about making a mod out of a keg.
That was me.
You know, like those, like the mini kegs you can get in like the supermarkets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About converting one of those into a mod, and I was like,
I want a proper 22.
I've seen a mod that was made out of a Rubik's Cube.
I'll be back.
See,
in
that
10
would be
seconds,
cool.
gents, and then we'll end.
He's got to break the seal.
Ooh.
What would the Dominator say to that? All right, I'm getting my
What?
live chat. Oh, there we go. Someone
So
had
I
it
just
on
have
Facebook.
one browser open with YouTube, and then the other browser's got this chatting for us.
Yeah, I'm only seeing the YouTube chat.
Yeah, that's all I ever say.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently to Colin, someone actually had a mod on Facebook that actually held a battery drill.
Yeah,
Drill
so I mean,
battery.
if you think about what a battery drill is, if you cracked one
Yeah.
of those open, 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10, it's just going to be a bunch of 18650s.
Yeah,
You know,
just
tacked
really
together.
low quality ones.
Yeah. It's not that far fetched. It just looks really stupid.
Yeah.
I think.
Really, really
Yeah.
stupid.
But then again, if you had one of them and you're a tradie and you're working around these kind of batteries all day long.
Do you know what? If I could make a mod where you could just quick fire the battery off and then fire a new one on and vape it, I think that would sell pretty good in the.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
think
said,
it would do.
that would.
Like a
trades.
magazine into the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
like the smock mag, but where
No.
you had extras, where it was actually a battery instead of having to put batteries in it and then close it.
Yeah.
That
That would actually
Batman
be
one
really
you
cool.
mentioned earlier, John, the ceramic. What actually is that? They're going to take? They'll take a 30.
What?
The Batman ceramic one you said that you was doing that will be
So
live.
they are going to be 21700 series boxes. So yeah, they are going to be the. I've got one sitting here with outdoors on it. Ugh. So that's the shell of one.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's black 510, black buttons, and then it'll have the panels put on it later once I get them made up. But yeah,
And how much do those retail for?
100 plus shipping.
See, that's a bargain, folks. It's a bargain. Get
It
ordering.
is, yeah.
Colin said someone had a mech on Facebook that had a drill battery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
we'll
already
just do
discussed
that
that
one.
one.
The good
While you
the
was
good
wetting
thing-
your lettuce.
Technically,
The
they're
good
only,
thing-
it's only parallel 18650s, so
yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing about the quickfire mods with these ones is that basically they're done and ready to go. So effectively, if you place an order for one and it's before 3 o'clock, I'll mail it out the same day. So you'll get it the next day.
Shit.
That's going to be, I think, the future of a lot of sales with Overkill is we move a little sidestep the custom side of things and just make a
Yeah.
bunch of pre-made stuff
Yeah.
that's sat there ready to go.
Yeah, your custom side always takes the time. Always
It
takes the
does.
time up. Yeah.
It does.
But
So
then again, I'm one of those people, I would gladly wait a year for it to be made if it was something 100% custom made
yeah.
by you.
yeah, and there's certainly going to be time and energy for that, but I think me personally, I've become too reliant on waiting for people to get in touch and place an order. And paying is not an issue, but it's getting that regular stream of income to come in. Like every month is a gamble, essentially, and it's pretty terrifying, to be honest with you, because I never know if this is going to be the month that nobody places an order, or maybe only 2 people place an order, and then what am I going to do then? So I can't afford to just sit on my hands and wait for people to come to me with ideas and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be generating a lot more of mods that are basically made and ready to go, and you can just click a button and I fire it off into the post to you.
Yeah, as Colin just said, you could always make the custom panels, etc., after they've bought them. So basically, what I think he's trying to say is just ship it out as, say, the Batman one, so he's plain black, murdered out kind of thing. They
Yeah.
buy it, and then they can pick and choose a set of panels later
made
on down
after.
the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility. I'm getting into the habit of not fixing the rear plates on the kind of bigger mods
Yeah.
for that exact purpose. So if you did want alternative doors down the line, you could just pop them out and put the new ones in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I think on that beautiful note, we're going to end it because it's been a long show.
It's been a cracking show.
It's been a great show. It's always enjoyable when Johnny's on. Always.
I've enjoyed
enjoyable.
myself.
Oh, yeah.
We've enjoyed having you on.
Yeah, we've been talked into a tough mudder as well.
Too.
Shit.
That's done. It's done. It's done.
Who was the other one?
Well,
Vinny.
I was talking to 2. Where did you do?
Who's the other one?
You ever what?
Tough Mudder. Have you done one already?
Oh, no, I ain't done one. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
no.
right.
Should have seen the state of him after his bike ride.
Fucking hell.
That was actually epic, that was.
I grew an extra pair of buttocks. That was just swelling.
Get a proper saddle, dude.
I missed the actual ride. Well, I didn't miss. I caught the last 2-3 minutes of the live that he did, and all you could see was his face was blood red, going, "This is fucking painful. This is horrible. He's just completely miserable." And then I caught the video of his wife made of him coming through the gate, and oh my god, he looked a state. And the first thing he says was, "My arse is killing me."
I played rugby for 26 years, Johnny. I used to be relatively fit for my size, and that day was horrible. The halfway point was fantastic. I felt brilliant. And I turned around to come back, and I realised I'd had back wind all the way there.
And uphill.
And then it started raining and hailing.
The rain is great on a bike ride. They do it cools you down.
No, it seemed to make my ass even sorer.
Anyway, we're gonna end the show right now. We're gonna call it an evening.
Cool.
Thank you
Terra
everyone
a
for
bit,
sticking
guys.
around. And
Oh, do we want to be sharing the link?
it's up to you. I'm gonna go get some food. I've not eaten today.
Yeah, I'm jumping
same
off
here.
tonight. I've got work in
Yeah.
the morning.
Guys, usually
I've
we
got-
would do, but
I've got some Grey's Anatomy to watch.
Sorry, usually there would be, but it's been a busy
Not
day.
tonight.
I've not eaten today, so I'm gonna get some food.
My
And,
tea's literally in the fridge waiting for me to eat it.
And,
Yeah, Johnny, been a pleasure, and I will
Thank
be in
you
touch
so much
as
for having
well.
me. Definitely, man.
And yeah, there we go, folks.
Terra
Hit that
a
like
bit-
button, people. See
Bye,
you next
everybody.
We'll
week.
see you next
Terra.
week. Bye.
That was good. Thank you so much for having me.